Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to your weekly Wait, we're not doing that this week.
Wait, what?
Wait,
Huh?
huh?
2 in a row?
Nah.
Won't let us have anything.
Welcome to Grand Finals for the Walker Division here at Frank's Retirement Home. What better way to celebrate it with myself, Zach Vexel, and Ruler of Men. Oh boy, we got a matchup. How we doing?
Doing good. Excited to see this, nice Wednesday game.
It's going to be an exciting game indeed. The CyberPunk Otters, your number one seed, only falling one set throughout the entirety of the season. However, they did lose a couple games to your number two seed coming in here, the Ice Age, coming into this one 6-3, but full of steam. I have to say that Ice Age is kind of starting to melt down, if you say.
Yeah, either that or they start freezing their opponents out. Definitely some sort of temperature shift. Hard to say which direction it's going, but have certainly been, improving a lot in these past couple of weeks, and definitely full of steam to go into this finals.
Absolutely. Facing off against the CyberPunk Otters team twice throughout the season, I'm wondering, does the CyberPunk Otters just have Ice Age's number, or are we going to see a little bit of a comeback here from Ice Age, showing them that, we finally figured out what you're doing. We can finally take off multiple games from you in a row. I mean, granted, they have taken the majority of the games off of this team throughout the season, being one of the only teams to do so. So I'm excited to see how this is going to turn out. And, well, following our Season 3 shenanigans we have going on, our finals, we do have Season 4 already on the burner. We're cooking it up. Season 4 signups are live. Head on over into the Discord, on over into your lovely newspaper headlines channel. You can find the sign up link in there. Guys, sign up for Season 4. We have a significant amount of signups already. Like, it's ridiculous. You guys are making me go through and sort all these people out. It's keep them coming, though. I like it. I love the competition. I think Season 4 is going to be really exciting. But before we do get into Season 4, we do have Season 3 finals, and let's take a look back and see what all happened throughout the entirety of Season 3. We got a recap video for you coming live. Check it out. Here it is. Go ahead.
Titan, and this will be the end of Grand Finals Gun Shows Gogan.
Titan getting absolutely burned. It is not enough. Calder's Good Boys are your Season 2 champions here for the Walker Division.
Now this will be entertaining.
Great stun comes out from the Hachi. One auto will do it. CG Paradox takes the first kill of the season. Hotspot Sun Wukong has rotated over. Izanami is taking some damage. However, a lot of the things coming out.
I think about this every day.
Right, Ice Cream falling very low is going to be forced to jump up into the ult. Stitching Torment will come out. Explosion of Soul. Trying to find a little bit of something. Sherbog rotates over to the mid lane, will fall to the tower kill. Here comes Thanatos, hovering death coming in. Both nearby, finds one, execute, looking for the second. Scythe will be good. Twig on the double.
I get it. It's EFG. Here comes now. It's ISO into the backline, drops the regurgitate over on to the backline, ends up finding Frank.
Okay.
Finds
All right.
moves
Okay.
for 3, gets the triple
Never mind.
kill to defend this. Okay.
Thor, no mana though.
He's got enough for a wall, and that's going to be good enough. Beads expended from... No way does he get away with this, right? No way does he win this 1v2. He gets one, looking for the second. Dashes in, Fuego Maego.
Out of the wave, out of the wave, out of the wave, out of the wave, out of the wave. No! Able to grab that. Incredible Kraken from Lenkanu going to pick that one up. DDM is here though. Good root, good crush. Aegis is forced. I'm a Monster absolutely smashed.
Looks like they're going to be able to walk him out. Oh, the Pellic on the Hera, though.
Yeah, Cataclysm forced out. Fear No Evil going to be dropped there. Great, getting 3 people feared. Hunbot's in a little bit of danger, though. Argus chasing down. Chef Baba's going to pick that one up. jungle and mid down for the Death Dealers. Looks like the support might be to Hollow. It's gonna be tough.
Looks like they don't care. They're going right in on the mid lane. It's gonna be Bologna just getting the Phoenix there. Buys time. Mia picks up Gemini Angel, and now 2 more low off the Petrify. Formless picks up Critter around the backside, though, now trying to loop around Piercing Moonlight. Orion's going to pick up 1 as Mia falls. Formless finds 6 point, and Mulan falling extremely low. Orion picks up the double kill. Formless has the triple, looking for 1 more, trying to find the Ares at very low HP, but I have to respect the damage, though. Those flames might just do it, looking for the kill. Orion has the triple, and turnaround, it's just the supports left on the map. But Ganesh has damage on this Ares, a little bit of extra HP, and Ganesh can walk back to Titan. Ares got to watch out for the Titan, but minions starting to pour in, and Ganesh falling very low, misses the dash, doesn't find it. Orion on the rampage.
Stuff, some mouse pads and just general stuff. We got fans, obviously. What'd you get today? What'd you get today?
A jersey.
Which one?
The Smite jersey.
Smite jersey, I like that. Rooting for the game more so than anything else. Is this your first SWC?
It is.
And how are you enjoying it so far?
It's a lot of fun. I get to meet all the people that I've been playing with for years.
Awesome. What's your name?
Barbara.
Barbara, well, I'm so happy you were able to come through and enjoy the jersey.
Maybe securing that one for themselves, but instead they're gonna go for the fight. Look, Swagmaster is just in there so hard, and Hershey, of course he hits the snipe, of course he gets the double kill. Oh my god, where did the Odin Headhunters go? Pop and Nike, nothing that you can do in that situation. The Odin Headhunters were there, and then all 5 of them were just gone.
Gets the crits. 1 more Phoenix to go. The Jade Dragons don't want to overstep here. The Titan should be the target, but they're playing it slow. You have Fire Giant, you have Regen, Lastra, and Dardes looking a little bit worse for wear. They're going to play this one slow. 45 seconds without Panatop, 30 without Sai. They're going to play it slow and go in for the end Concord. That Titan needs to drop.
Fire minions on right. The Jade Dragons on the precipice of a championship, and they're going to do it. They're going to walk forward and break the curse and win a championship.
This right here is my favorite thing ever in the history of forever. I think about this every day.
Bottega doesn't send someone over, but they've got 5 men over in this right side as the wave does come down. And they're just going to push into this Phoenix. Ice Age is looking for it. They managed to grab the right Phoenix, and there are some low health bars inside Ice Age's. Cullen is looking for the Merlin, but falls to the Merlin. The Kraken comes out. Fuego grabs Wolfie, and this might just be the end of finals as Ice Age is marching down. Novashore grabs another. Fuego grabs another. There is only 1 man alive, and Ting falls to Pockles, and Ice Age are going to be your Season 2 Kane Division champions.
Air Giant at health, as you said, but where do we go from here? The Otters are grouped up, but now they're splitting off. 3 on fire, 2 in the fight, but Cuckoo's left alone with the Raijin's already down low. Will go down to the Tycho Drums. Barry able to trade out with the ultimate and find one of their own. It's T-Pity who's gone. So that's a 4 on 4, but a lot of low health bars. It can still go either way, but Sung Wukong can't find his way out quite yet. Thanatos will lurk him down and find the double kill. Could turn on the Raijin, will do it for the triple kill for Barry Toppings. There's a gap there too, go on, get it, why not? Quadra kill for Barry Toppings, just the low-key left, and he might be caught in no man's land. There's the silence, there's the early Aegis, the sight to follow. He wants it, Barry gets it, it's a pentakill for Barry Toppings.
He does find the kill, so that's what you want, and
Godzilla Tectonics and Wet Spinach, and it looks like Kappas are looking to turn this into a Gold Fury. Sylvanas is there. Izakori is waiting with Samurai on the way. Sylvanas does show. He's looking for the ult. He's looking to get in there, and he manages to steal it. The fear no Izakori. Samurai got the double kill. Samurai another kill. They team white. Killer Kappas. What an ultimate from Sylvanas.
Dash away. Baba will not let that one go unspoken. As the ultimate 100 to 0, the mid laner of Otters.
You see the teleporter over, but you warmed up the teleporter for me. Where are we going? Other side of the map? That's perfect.
The jungler, you assume this has to go their way, but the
Oh,
fight now
wow.
going their way.
He did it all on his own. Bauman finally goes up into the ultimate after taking down the one ADC, now the second ADC. Now he tries to send the Atlas. Powwow pulls it too, and Atlas has to make a run for it. Gets the dash caught by the Bauman, who's still just wearing out these members. It's a triple kill for the solo laner of the CyberPunk Otters, and it's a tier 2 tower afterwards.
No team getting their pick just yet. No team not really getting any sort of damage on there. Cthulhu getting very low though as a result of a few abilities, and now Gilgamesh, after having dove in, is in quite a little bit of trouble. Gets pulled back in. T-Pity going to secure himself the first kill of this fight. Gil and going to get a double kill onto Shrimp Warrior. Now Cthulhu in a little bit of trouble, as well as that Kali getting very low. And it is going to be both picking up Naoki. T-Pity getting himself a triple kill onto that Cthulhu. And now it is just that Morgan Le Fay that is left. And she's not long for this world again. He is going to take down Pity, so at least getting one trade in alternate timeline proc. But Rope going to pick himself up as well.
Alright, so everybody's dead. You end the game, right?
That would be the call. However, they don't have the ADC, so a little bit concerned on that.
I don't care if you don't have the ADC. That's the 3 essential of my life.
You better shake it off and get warmed up. Oh, wow. Because they're coming out swinging. Good Lord, do I have time to talk? Welcome, Lunar, Ruler, one of you two. Uh-oh. Look at that. Gold Fury's HP. Summon Sticks rips through. The Killer Kappa stealing away with the Summon Sticks. No way. Get Queen Perfuma out of here.
Up into the giant form, and he's just wailing away on anyone who walks near him. Snips is in a whole lot of trouble. And Ares, that is expending all these ultimates. Oh, Death the King is off the mark. Zelda is going to kill Death the King. Commentary is going to get the kill. Hershey gets the third, and Commodore does get the double under the tower. And how is Swagmaster still alive? Commentary gets the triple DSI for the Mystic Sea Serpent.
And Root and Toot Rodents have played around it very well, especially with that Nephalt also in pocket. Does half a health bar, and he's still not quite full build.
Yep, very low health backliners.
Everyone in the washing machine.
Back. 4 members knocked up and rooted. Athena very low. Humbots finally gets the Fear No Evil off, but it's only to his detriment as Daddy Neptune gets the kill on a Fatty Bacon. 3 members dead. Dashaway cleans up the support. Poseidon's the only member left alive here, and they won't chase him down. They're going to stop.
Notably, a 3v3 on the left-hand side. Mid's in mid. Solo's in solo. So the teleporter could be a factor if it continues, but hey! Put down the guns! Pick up the dance party! Let's go! Who threw the cat? Bastet! Lock it down!
The bobble, and you and I kind of spoke about it yesterday a little bit. I'm going to hold that thought because they're not giving me a chance to talk about it. Huntress of Bass comes down onto the Nemesis, gets followed up.
Oh, big
by the
dash!
main charge.
The cat!
Getting a cat. It's a cat every time. Oh.
It's the cat indeed!
That one, and this time the death from Krusty's might not be enough, except for Hershey gets 2 aggressive dashes in and pays for it with his life, and Kaio can't do anything. This Chernobog is just absolutely absolutely swinging, getting aggressive, diving underneath the tower. Notice the Afro is there, gets himself a double kill, but Swag answers back, at least with one, though. Now trapped between 3 members, and Swag is gone. It's another triple kill for Loyalty. It's a quadra kill.
It's not the elephant in the room, it's the crocodile in the room. I love Perks putting on a clinic here with the Killer Kappas as well. It is over. The Killer Kappas are your final team, your final seed. No ADC available. Get the Titan out of the corner, ladies and gentlemen, because this is going to be a 4-0 Killer Kappas taking your Walker division, finalizing their position in the playoffs. Welcome back. After that, we want to give a huge shout out to Zelda. Phenomenal work over there, putting that together for us. Thank you very much. Looking forward to watching that one back again and again and again. Check it out. You know, shoot a message out to Zelda. Let him know your thanks. I know he'll appreciate it. He likes that kind of ego kind of thing. It inflates him and makes him feel good about himself. But we're back here on the desk, still with me, Ruler, and I have 2 little visitors here, 2 little tiny Walker visitors here, captains of the Ice Age, captains of the CyberPunk Otters, T. Pitty and Jacob Frost Soap. Hello. I'm going to say hello to T. Pitty. How you doing?
Doing good, Zach. Doing good. Excited to be here. Excited to play this set. Gonna be a good game.
Gonna be a good game now. Any worries of, you know, being in the Ice Age, having any cold feet coming in here? We talked about some temperature stuff and weather a little bit earlier. I don't know if you saw it, but
you know, I don't think that we're the ones to have the cold feet. We don't have any of the pressure on us. It's all going to be on, you know, the 1 seed on the Otters. So we're ready to show what we got.
All right, now are we looking to make sure we're on top of landing auto attacks today, Mr. Pitty? I mean, we have a history together. You're getting better, though. How do you feeling today? Feeling warmed up? Feeling ready?
So I came in, you know, great opponent, facing off against Jacob in lane. I warmed up by mimicking him and missing 50 autos in a row.
Oh,
so
okay.
Ready to get right in there.
Now, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of eyes on to Jolt over there in the mid lane, seeing if he can control himself. Is there going to be some little bit of restraint on there, making sure he's not going too deep? He is a great DPS asset over there in the middle lane. What are some of your thoughts there?
Yeah, we kind of just let Jolt do Jolt things. He's gonna part of his game, the beauty and probably the hideousness for you guys is watching him jump into 4 people and somehow survive getting a triple kill. So we try to keep the restraints on him, you know, keep the bloodlust down. He's gotten better, but we're just gonna let him cook.
Honestly, getting out of those kind of situations, a huge shout out to the support of Ice Age, indeed. Jacob Frost, though, how are we feeling today jumping on into the grand finals here in the Walker division?
We're all feeling pretty good. Yeah, there's a little bit of pressure on us, but I can't imagine how Ice Age is feeling. You know, shout out to them, and you know they made it here. You know, we'd got to give them some props. You know, this matchup has been one of the harder ones for us all season. You know, they other than Baba's Kitchen, they're the only ones to take a game off of us all season. So it should be a really fun set.
Now, being the team that has taken games off of you throughout the regular season multiple times, not just once, do you feel they kind of maybe are getting your number a little bit, watching some of your VODs back, and we might see a good, nice, long competitive set here tonight?
I would hope so. Don't want, you know, obviously a 3-0 blowout would be awesome, and you know, probably expected. You know, if T Pitty hits autos, it might go, you know, to game 4, but could be a fun set.
I think there's
I
potential.
don't think it's gonna be I don't think it's gonna be boring. Is all I'm gonna say.
Okay. Well, I mean, so long as we don't get any Charybdis pickups, I think we can all agree that nobody wants to see that. I don't. You don't.
I do.
Ruler
No,
doesn't.
I would
T-Pitty might
love
be the only one who would.
that. I would love the Charybdis.
That's definitely a fun little thing. I don't know. See that there's a lot going on over there. Solo lane, though, Smallface has been doing some great play, and I've been hearing a little birdie tell me that a certain matchup has already been decided for game number 1, being Chalk and Surtur. Can I get any confirmation on that?
At least on our end, it's been confirmed. But if they really want to see the starter, then by all means, don't ban it.
Yeah, Boat's having a little bit of fun. Smallface is very complimentary of his chalk, and we all know Smallface is a Surtur merchant. So Boat's excited for the matchup, and I think Small is too. So yeah, I can confirm we will be going chalk game 1.
I can confirm there will be a Surtur game 2 ban when it wipes Boat.
Wipes Boat, applies pressure on that solo side jungle. A lot to go on over there. Well, I want to say thank you both very much. Good luck to the both of you. You got any final words of wisdom for your opponent, T-Pitty?
Well, I know me and Jacob have a little friendly rivalry going back and forth over the games. He got me all 3 times our first one. I'd say I got him all 3 times in our last one. So starting afresh, starting new. The record's clean, so we'll have a good time over in that duo lane. Somewhere to watch. Lots of aggression gonna be over there.
Nice. Jacob Frost, any final words for your opponent today before we jump on in?
Bandanza, all I'm gonna say.
Bandanza, says the courageous one, Drake. All right. We're going to be jumping on over to a quick intermission before we get into picks and bans. Good luck, indeed.
Guys.
Before we get on into picks and bans for game number 1, y'all sit tight, grab a drink. We got a 5-game set coming at you. It's best of 5 CyberPunk Otters versus Ice Age. Stay tuned. go. It's grand finals time. I know it's the time, the moment that everybody has been waiting for. Ruler, how are we feeling? Excited?
Definitely excited, definitely hyped for this set. You know, two teams that have walked the walk. They've talked the talk. Got to see how they are willing to perform tonight. Already got some bands flowing out. Hachi, Thoth, Erlong. Nothing too crazy.
Nothing too crazy indeed. Kind of a lot of what we've been expecting to see, especially with some of these auto attack warriors becoming very prominent now because of that Equinox item doing a lot. Bellona still on the table, though, along is the Osiris making his way back in as well. But it's going to be the Ganesha getting removed by the CyberPunk Otters. We don't want to see that one get let through. I mean, when you're playing an engage type com, especially with what we were talking about a little bit earlier, guaranteeing that we're probably going to be seeing a Surtur and Chalk matchup over there in the solo lane. I know those two gods in particular don't like going on in and being silenced instantly and then grabbed right immediately after, not being able to get their kit off.
Yeah, none of those feel good. Seeing a little bit of deviation from the bans there. You know, generally you're banning away the Donza Burrow to deal with Jacob's one trick, but instead going to just see the nice bold soul band. And
The thing
I think
is,
you might have had something to do with that.
both of these teams have been talking to me about Soul, and probably because of some comments that were made in previous weeks over on the podcast and throughout the weeks. And I know I've had some messages in my DMs, needless to say. So I'm happy to see this actually get removed because it tells me that these teams have been practicing it, have been playing it. I know both of the carries in specific here have been reaching out about it and trying it and practicing it. So I'm happy, to see something like this get banned away. It makes me really interested to see what we're going to be seeing going forward because we got a long set ahead of us. Thank you for switching off of one bad CH god into a Chang'e, a little bit decent CH god, but they gave the AMC to Jolt.
That is a decision and a half. We've seen Jolt get away with murder on this Amuz and Cobb, and immediately following with the stop you Fafnir. I mean, first off, first 3 picks of the finals, game 1, they're all comfort picks. You know, bust a kappa on that Chung, have the Fafnir coming out, have the bees. A lot of comfort here, and I definitely like that for finals.
Well, here's the thing, too. If I'm Ice Age, I'm looking at this, I'm locking in the AMC. You already know that's going to Jolt over in mid. I mean, we kind of just stated that's going to Jolt into mid. Also, we know it. So you know you're going to be running this double ADC comp most likely. What better god to pick up than the Fafnir over there in the ADC? Obviously, the Amaterasu does a really good job. She's a good potent pick, too. But not quite what a Fafnir can do, where he can just stim his team. They can burn down objectives, burn down single targets, whatever it may be, and just really run it down, run it in. So no surprise there, and might as well get that early before the enemy team can either pick it or ban it away. So Ishtar getting hovered over here for the CyberPunk Otters, getting locked in here for the CyberPunk Otters. We don't know the ADC yet for the Ice Age, although we do know that T-Petty does tend to lean towards the Hachiman, the Ishtars. The Khepri, though, actually reaches me. It's kind of interesting.
I mean, that has been a Titus special.
Right.
Titus getting on that, making sure, people have a hard time finishing out those kills. Definitely don't hate it, but I don't know if it's what I necessarily wanted to see either.
To me, I'm looking at this, I see the Ishtar, and I want to clear up really nicely, be aggressive in lane. One thing can turn this Khepri pick around for me, and it starts with an S and rhymes with blunder. It's Sunder, throw a Sunder on that Khepri. Sunder, grab after the Ishtar clear. We're going to burn down whoever's over there. And I can see this turning into an aggressive lane really quickly if that is the avenue they want to go to. However, I am not confident that's going to be the avenue we're going to be seeing. Likely either a sprint get picked off, knowing that you're probably not going to have the more aggressive dual lane, given that a Fafnir is sitting across from you. Gilgamesh getting locked in here in the final pick of the first phase for Ice Age. Now, this is something that Barry Toppings himself have been pulling out quite recently. He's liking these auto attack warriors. Bellona surprisingly being let through the entire time so far through the first phase. Hasn't been banned away, hasn't been picked. But the Thanatos and Ravana getting removed by Ice Age, and on her getting taken off the board alongside the Rama for CyberPunk Otters.
Yeah, definitely little interesting, obviously, again, still just, play in theory, oh, yep, we know we've seen him go crazy on that guy, not letting it through. And they're just going to continue that. Definitely not a bad call, obviously. And we see the chalk come out. We see
There
the
it is.
Surtur. It better be locked in immediately. I mean, we were promised a fight. We gotta see it through.
Look, the entire world of Frank's retirement home is watching you. If you go against it, you will be public enemy number one. I want you to understand that because Ice Age has fulfilled their bargain, bringing out the chalk. We're seeing an Osiris get hovered over here for CyberPunk Otters. I don't think there's a way they commit to it. There you go. There you go. You don't want to be public enemy number one. You don't want to be the target of hatred here in the community. Locking in the Surtur, locking in the Lancelot on top of it, too. There's some good pressure in the jungle coming out for CyberPunk Otters.
Yeah, a lot of good pressure there. I mean, Lancelot, very strong right now. I mean, hard to understate what he does. Has that nice get out of jail free card with the Grand Joust?
Yes?
That sounds right.
It sounds right. Absolutely. Hey, man, you're the chair, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great Joust, Grand Joust. I'm struggling here.
You're
Definitely one of
fine.
those two.
It's definitely one of those two. Thinking on this last pick, though, what is going to be going over to that dual lane for the Ice Age? I think there's a lot of good options here. And, do you pull out his own pick against him? I think they do. I mean, T. Pity has been playing the Donsborough on and off, but not as much as Jacob Frost. Let him know, I'm going to show you how this god is piloted, though. Locking that one in for the finals pick for Ice Age.
I gotta respect it. You're calling your shot. You're like, no, it's fine. I got this. You said to ban Donza? I don't think so. Don't think that's necessary. Gotta love the confidence.
Absolutely. It could be interesting, too, getting that Fafnir hammer into the Donzaburo taunt, applying some pressure over there in the duo lane. Again, I think it's going to come down to whatever relic is picked up in the first slot for Ice Age for that Fafnir. However, likewise, over on the opposite end, whatever relic is picked up for the Khepri, This is really going to determine how I feel about the duo lane. One thing I can say for certain, this Ishtar should, in theory, outclear the Donzaburo. And the Khepri versus Fafnir is a little bit more neutral, but the Fafnir might lean towards helping the clear for the Donzaburo a little bit more, Khepri a little bit less for his Ishtar counterpart. So kind of a neutral dual lane at the end of the day when you look at it on paper. Like I said, I think it's going to come down to whatever relic gets picked up by these supports. Looking over in the mid-low, AMC into Chang'e. That is just kind of ouch in favor of AMC,
Yeah. I mean, we have seen that matchup before, and I'm pretty sure Jolt, died wave 1 on the AMC.
I mean, into a Lancelot too, entirely doable. A god can just blink in, knock you up, knock you back in towards his Chang'e who wants to get close. And at that point, she's going to be dishing out the damage. She does do good damage early, so I wouldn't be surprised there into seeing how that matchup ends up faring. Although over in the solo lane, what are your thoughts on the Surtur Chalk?
Well, I think Surtur into Chalk isn't the worst matchup. I think that could go kind of either way. You play around with that attack speed slow. Surtur isn't quite swinging as much as he might like. But Small Face, I think he's going to have a pretty good time in that lane.
Yeah, some good build options for the Surtur if he decides to go into that Sekhmet Scepter build and just have cooldowns for days. Can also end up picking up the, Archdruids?
Archdruids, yep. That extra burst damage when you lose health.
Absolutely. So, some good options here. I'm looking forward to this. This is going to be a little bit interesting, and I'm excited to see what ends up coming out of it. Although I'm looking over at this Chalk then, and I'm wondering what is going to be the build path over here. If you're really confident in this Chalk versus Surtur matchup, what are you building? Because I certainly don't think it's going to be the type of scaling build, where you're going. I could be wrong. As we see Bluestone getting locked in here, jumping on into game number 1 of CyberPunk Otters versus Ice Age. You got Zek Vexel and Ruler of Men here on the desk. Salty on the cams. There
that
it
was
is.
that was some pretty good
Yeah.
coordination there.
That
I ain't
was-
even gonna lie, they were very in sync.
I'll
I
applaud.
think Ice Age might just win this. They're very coordinated.
Yeah,
with
no, they're
their-
just. I
their
think
ring
they've been
around the Rosie
practicing
in
this
mid.
more than anything.
That is true. Didn't get to look to see if Cyberpunk Otters are messing with the frog though, and I think that really puts this game up in the air.
That's true. Either team could take it if that's the case. So, anything spicy that we're seeing here coming out of the gate right away? I mean, I'm seeing double horrific over there in the duo lane. So,
double horrific.
No surprise there. I honestly, now I'm like, okay, neither duo lane is going to get an advantage. Congrats.
Yeah, definitely could have done a little bit more. I think me personally, I wouldn't have even minded stop you going with the sprint instead of the horrific, just because sprint is a different relic than it used to be. Obviously, also gets the same as that frenzy back in the day. Got rid of frenzy, put it onto sprint, so gives you a lot. Gives you that frenzy that you don't really think of.
Very true. Early wards going down for the supports. That does mean that Stop You's not in lane, and the advantage is going to go in favor of Cyberpunk Otters, who are walking up, pop the horrific over onto T-Pity, and end up walking away, retreating back to his tower line. They're doing their best to get aggressive here and get some good poke damage off since they do have that wave advantage. Making the rotation, though, is Len. It's going to be coming on in, all the while in the mid lane. Barry Topping's getting aggressive onto Jolt.
Yeah, looking for a little bit of something, but don't think he's going to be able to find it. Ishtar did not have the dash, did level the drop autos as well as the 2, but not able to find quite enough there. Going to just have to say, guess I didn't get it, but Jolt gets some, uncontested free farm, not split, so not feeling too bad about that either way.
Wants to contest these mid neutrals over on the right. I'm not sure how I feel about this, although it did force off the Cyberpunk Otters team here, made them reconsider. Now they should be able to outclear with the jungler over in the mid lane. Look at this. Support fighting ADC. Support fighting ADC. Stop You getting some good damage off onto Jacob Frost, forcing him back under tower now at half HP. All the while over in solo lane.
And missing beads. Captain Boat, it's not worth it. Just back, man. It's not worth it. You don't have to step up to the big scary Surtur.
He's going to try to throw some abilities out, get some good damage off, try to get some damage on the wave while healing up, and all the while in the mid, take a look at this, jumping on in. Not into the tower line, though. Good DPS. Now, the first Bull Demon King is up. Do we see pressure head in that direction, though? Or do we just secure
we're just looking at mid.
Yeah,
I think we're just looking at mids. No, not feeling quite that adventurous. I mean, they could probably shred it down pretty quickly. Khepri, a little bit low here, does have the abduct to get himself out. Not going to be falling just yet. Good taunt in, makes him lose a little bit more HP. Doesn't lose as much as you might like, has that Khepri passive, gives him a little health shield every couple of seconds. So not too bad there.
Rotation coming in from the jungle here into the solo lane. Just get some damage off, secure the totem, secure some neutrals, but Barry Topping's coming over as well. Not as healthy, not nearly as healthy as Len is. Gonna have to just back off and secure their own farm.
Yeah, don't mind that. Obviously you see Len go over there. Not just going to let him go ahead and invade that blue buff. Good call from him to show up. Definitely don't mind that. And already starting to get a little bit of a farm lead. Len rotating all over the place, but, not quite getting his farm on cooldown. Missing out a little bit on that value.
Speaking of invades, an attempt
looking
coming
for
in.
something. Great stun on the mark. T-Pity, first blood.
Gets the pick over onto Jacob Frost. Sends out the rocket off the mark. They did steal away the green buff, but the Khepri stole back the purple buff, secured that one away. First blood, though. Ice Age going to be able to lock that one down. Now they can back off, get their own farm, and be in a comfortable spot over there in the duo lane.
Yeah, definitely feeling comfortable. Not having too many issues over there. Do see the Death's Toll now. I'm no ADC. I don't claim to be. That there's been a lot of experimenting around with these, so what's your thoughts on that?
I feel like Death's Toll for wanting to fight kind of thing in lane, but I think with the double hunter team comp, the hunter's the cowl goes way better in my opinion.
I think I agree. Having that extra aura attack speed for the homies.
Absolutely.
It's like a Shogun, but it also is a hunter item.
Right. So it's like, yeah, sure, you want to have the advantage in lane for the fight, which they definitely do, as a level and a half lead has procured onto T-Pity and a level and a half lead as well on to Stop You. This duo lane of the Ice Age has a nice advantage. Speaking of advantage, a little attempt here in the middle lane. Not enough mana, though, on your AMC to make this gank attempt worth it. Gonna get some good damage off, though, onto Busted Kappa. He's gonna walk away.
Yeah, don't mind that. Still looking for more pressure elsewhere. And I can't blame him. Just, you know, your Gilgamesh, you are very strong in that early game. That drop take does a lot, as well as those enhanced autos from the one. You get a lot done in the early without really having items. Just, you know, the warrior things. Yeah, my base numbers are just higher than yours. Do see Lancelot looking for a nice little wraparound here, but with two big, strong men. I don't know if this is the fight he wants. Horrific is used.
Forced off the horse. There goes into the grand joust it is. Up, down, onto the Gilgamesh. Ends up securing that kill. Busted Kappa locking that one down. Scarab's Blessing coming out to make sure the Chang'e gets on out. Again, Jolt has been sitting around with no mana. I don't like this, and he's going to be building into the Jotuns by the looks of it. I don't like it even more. I'd rather, if he's going at this point, get a Brawler's Beat Stick on this back. You know, I feel like that's going to be way more beneficial than a Jotuns.
Yeah, definitely. Goes ahead and full buys the Jotun, including the Glyph. Big spend there, and I don't know if that's necessarily great. I mean, would have loved to see him maybe pick up a mana pot or two. Obviously, could have had a lot more pressure in lane if he just had some more mana. I think that he might want to be a little bit more conscious of that. But really good rotation from Titus. Came in at just the right time. Hit a great abduct to secure that kill. First kill for the side of Ice Age.
Here's the thing I think you got to ask yourself is, do we have pressure in the solo lane to where we're going to be securing totems? If so, then maybe we can go for this Jotun's route. If not, I'm going to hold that thought right now. So Lancelot is getting rather aggressive here. Buried Toppings walking on in. Storm Call going up on Shock. No ultimate available for the Lancelot. Gets out about half HP. Never mind. Now the chase down is there. Sort of going up into the end of days. And it looks like we're going to have a quick little pause here. Gonna jump on over to an intermission. We will be right back with game number 1 in just a few moments.
Understandable. Alpha Manticore picking up the third kill of this game. Busted Kappa finding gray screen off of that. Ooh, unfortunate kick away from Gilgamesh. Doesn't quite secure the kill onto Barry. Gets himself out. However, Surtur is here. Very low health bars. Will they be able to finish him off? Lenkanu gets Barry Toppings on the sideline.
There he goes. Small faces down. Captain Boat getting that one. Getting a nice pickup for him in the solo lane. I think that's going to be extremely beneficial if he can get some farm off the back end of it. No teleport available for the Chalk, but it looks like they want to opt for the Bull Demon King, and I don't blame them. 7.5 minutes now being able to pick this one up for the first time. 2 picks for Ice Age, though. Getting off to a nice lead, and we did get a nice PvE death. You know, it had to happen if we're sitting here on the desk. Exactly.
They grab themselves the Bull Demon, and they're off to a good start. Already around, 17, 1800 gold up. And, I mean, definitely have the tools to continue this climb. I mean, Jolt doesn't even have a kill yet.
Exactly. It's probably because of the Jotuns. I'm going to be honest. Look at him. Out of mana again. You know, if you just listen to me as I'm casting your game live, you would know that you're making a mistake.
At least get some mana pots. Like, You just seem to constantly be out of mana. You gotta remedy that somehow.
That is the downside, you know? If you don't have the solo pressure to be able to secure these totems on cooldown, you going the extra cooldown is just going to make you use more abilities, and then you'll have no mana.
Use
Wow,
more
what a concept.
abilities, use more mana, not have any. Yeah, I don't think that's great.
So here's the trade-off. Do I go trans right away? Gets me my mana, gets me that MP5. That's really good, okay? Great. Other avenue, I'm already building into Mace. Go with the Brawler Speed Stick, apply some anti-heal onto my mid laner, who is a healer, okay?
Yeah.
So I think that's pretty good. You know, that's a nice benefit right there. Apply some
Serge's got a
anti-heals
little healing in the kit, you know. Khepri has
Exactly.
Benevolence, that's healing up a little bit. Every ADC ever has built, you know, some sort of life steal.
Devos, yeah. You know, we've seen it. So I think there's other options too, and unfortunately, in my opinion, Jolt might have chose the lesser of them, but it's okay because, you know, he's still deathless, and that's pretty good, right?
Yeah, still deathless, still getting a lot of pressure. Looking like we're going to find a nice 3v3 fight. CyberPunk Otters able to secure the blue buff for themselves. Jolt is here, making this fight a little less fair. Lancelot a little bit low in the back. A great jump by Stop You.
Stop You ends up connecting the spit over there, knocking Buried Toppings on out of here, securing the kill for the support of Ice Age, making this a 1-4 game. Bull Demon King is soon to spawn. It seems like Stop You knows he is ready, but it appears that you're ready all by yourself.
You don't have a team, yeah. That's...
Exactly. He's like, guys, where'd you go?
Guys, I want this.
Objectives. We have the objective comp. Jolt making the rotation on over. Now they should be able to pick this one up without an issue, because it doesn't seem like anyone from the CyberPunk Otters wants to contest. There we go, and now with the Gilgamesh on over, it is secured. It is guaranteed 10 minutes here in game number 1, and we are seeing a 2,000 gold lead for Ice Age.
Yeah, right around that 2,000 mark, and you know they get an extra couple hundred gold here if they go ahead and take down those CyberPunk Otters wards. I mean, that's one of those really important things. Get that Bull Demon, and you immediately start looking for the normal ward spots. Got to get that extra gold off the map. Deny them the vision, get the gold, and all of a sudden that Bull Demon is, you know, an 800 gold objective instead of a couple hundred.
That's the thing, you know, the gold difference is massive on the objective alone, and then you start collecting wards on top of it too, and you're just like, cool, thank you. There's 50, there's 50, here's another 50, you know, knocking off some sentries too, knocking off some big ones. Speaking of big ones, CyberPunk Otters getting aggressive here, looking to pick up this gold figure. They are picking it up right in front of the face of Stop You, and look who's making the rotation out and over. The low mana Jolt coming on in. Does he have enough to secure this? Are they enough to face check to force off CyberPunk Otters? The Khepri's getting low. He's channeling it up. Jolt ends up getting the kill. First kill for the AMC right now, and the Lancelot wants to get aggressive, recognizing that Jolt doesn't have any mana. Is Barry Toppings going to be able to get it? He does! Locking down Jolt, sending him on out of here, but trading his own life out in return. T-Pity getting a double kill over here on his rotation, knocking down Barry Toppings, knocking down Busted Kappa, and what seemed like an opportunity for the CyberPunk Otters has turned into one for Ice Age, picking up the Gold Fury.
Yeah, definitely. Unfortunate for the CyberPunk Otters, not going to be shredding it as fast as, you know, the team with the Fafnir and ult. Not going to be able to get that done in time. Great, you know, job from Jolt recognizing the target that he could deal with. Okay, yeah, Titus, he's tanking the Gold Fury. It's got the debuff on him. He's moving at, you know, less than a snail space. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and plink him down, and then we're going to be able to win the fight after that. Really heads up play from him. I think if he had more mana, could have done a little bit more there, but, you know, you live and you learn.
12 minutes now, the beacon is up, and as you can see, it's a 3,000 gold lead for Ice Age. Slowly climbing, but climbing nonetheless. Does seem like CyberPunk Otters is going to get the advantage so far in positioning on the beacon. Unsure if Titus wants to stick onto it now as the mid and support rotate on in. Pressure now going back in favor of Ice Age over here on the beacon. They should be able to lock this one down as nobody else coming around nearby. Titus wanting to show face, but I don't think he has the ability to stop it. Looks like that's a secure beacon going for Ice Age.
Yeah, Ice Age just continue to keep their dominance on these objectives. T-Pity putting in a lot of pressure over there in the duo lane. Tower is down. Jacob without mana. This could be a kill.
T-Pity is in the rocket, lands it down, gets the solo kill. T-Pity is on a killing spree. He's 4-0 right now.
Are we sure that Jacob was the Donza main?
Are we sure that T-Pity's playing on his actual account? I'm kidding.
I'm pretty sure he's probably streaming
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah.
but you know.
Nah,
Definitely
is off to an electric start right now, and so is this Ice Age team as a whole.
Yeah, no, definitely. All the work that Ice Age has put into improving themselves over the season really paying off. I mean, Pity went from, you know, season 2, not being able to hit a single auto, getting carried by, you know, Green Dragon and Sniper Glenn, but he's come into his own, and I mean, 4-0 on this Donza, he's playing incredibly.
You know, if you were to just look at this game and then look at all of Season 2 as a way to value T-Pity, you know, needless to say, you can definitely see the growth over Season 3 alone, okay? Now, here's the thing, as we're talking him up right now, here in game number 1, we're cursing him with the Caster's Curse. Consistency. Let's see the consistency throughout the rest of these games, and we can lock that in and say, yes, T-Pity has grown, congratulations. You're looking good. I mean, already getting aggressive right away, back onto Jacob Frost, running him down, but the Khepri is here to be able to peel away for his ADC. That was an ultimate, though, expended.
Yeah, ultimate expended, Bede's still not up for 70, makes him a pretty prime gank, you know, target there. Not going to have any immunity for at least the next minute.
Have that available in his pocket. Honestly, I'd be sending that rocket if I'm T-Pity as soon as this Ishtar walks back into lane. Zone her off the wave, prevent her from coming back in. And speaking of coming back in, a jump in over here in the mid lane. Horrific is down on top of the mid and jungle. They're going to walk away, but some good poke damage as now Ice Age is making their way over to the Pyromancer. CyberPunk Otters, though, are very aware of it, and they're going to walk on in. Fafnir going up into that ultimate. Do they have the ability to do this? Down to half HP. It is a coin flip. Chang'e does not have the ultimate available. Blink in, though. CyberPunk Otters strip away the Pyromancer, and wanting to run out as best as they can, they should be able to get away scot-free. That's unbelievable.
Yeah, that was just a really tough call from Ice Age. Obviously, you want that Pyro. You already used the Fafnir ult for it, but Busta just had ult, you know? That Crescent Moon does a ton of damage. Good burst. It stuns all of them, and they're able to just get it in the meantime. Gilgamesh is going to look for a little bit of something, but that Scarab's Blessing move speed plus the extra move speed from dancing on Chang'e going to get Busta Kappa to the next zip code.
Really great, able to get him on out of there. Speaking of not getting out of there, though, Jacob Frost has fallen again to a solo kill from T-Pity. He's on a 5-0 rampage right now in this Donza Burrow pick. He's 4 levels up. Look at the XP leads going across the board right now. I mean, you got a level and a half over there in the mid going in favor of Ice Age, but you got this 4-level lead over in the ADC role. I think right now you need to facilitate this ADC. You need to facilitate T-Pity. Use him, move him around the map, start picking up these objectives. Number 1, you have an objective team comp, Double Hunter plus a Fafnir. You guys can shred stuff down. Look at him. On it.
You say the words and it's like they were listening or something. Right to the Primal Fury, gonna take that down and extend this gold lead up to, what's that? 4K?
You're doing
5K?
math. That's 5K.
There we go. There we go.
Yep. You're doing math. It's not okay.
They were both at 9s. It wasn't making sense to my brain.
So here we are, 16 minutes 2 to 9 in the kill columns, but 5K in favor of Ice Age. The next beacon is going to be spawning soon. Pyromancer down, Gold Fury down, Fire Giant is up and available. Honestly, I'd want to rotate in and probably knock down some of these towers. You need to abuse this lead while you have it. If you let it go too long, everybody gets up to level 20, everybody gets their 6th item, and then there is no lead.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, CyberPunk Otters don't have necessarily the strongest team fight. They have a couple of really good tools, you know, with that Crescent Moon, with the Grand Joust, with the oh god, what is Surtur's ultimate?
End of days.
End of days. Yep. As soon as I asked, I figured it out.
Yeah.
So it's such a tough one.
T-Pity so confident to take the 1v2 right now, is going to go down and connects onto Jacob Frost. Good damage there. The Scarab's Blessing is down. It's going to connect and get it. But guess who else is here? It's the jungle. It's Lenkanu. But T-Pity ends up securing that one, getting his 6th pick of the game. And it looks like Titus is going to get on out of there. 1 HP in a dream. Rotating on in is Buried Toppings, but he's level 14.
I don't know if you win this fight.
I don't think so either. Good damage, though, nonetheless. Doesn't have the ultimate available. The taunt is there. Grand Joust sends him on out. But now, with nothing available, that right there should have confused him. Yep,
that was a good one. But it's Lance. He's fast. Gotta respect the speed.
got off the horse, though. It's kind of surprising to me. He should be able to lock this one down and knock this Danza down. There it is. Shut down onto T-Pitty. Barry Toppings getting some nice levels, some Knight XP, nice and gold off of that one.
Yeah, a little bit of a misplay there. Steps out of the pot, gives Lance the time to walk up to auto and get a little bit of extra damage off. Could have played that a little bit better, but at some point you got to get shut down. I mean, you're Donza, you're playing at their tier 2 tower line. You got to pay for it eventually.
Pay for the ego. You know, you're going to be standing up here. Look, after the 1v2 fight against the support and the ADC, it looked pretty good. You guys got to pick, leave. You know, there was no reason for you to still be up there at that point. You're not going to be taking tier 2 with 1 wave. You might take it with 2 or 3 waves. But at that point, you know, why do that when you could just rotate across the map, knock down tier 1s, you know, move with your team a little bit more. And this is kind of what we were talking about. If you don't utilize this lead that you have, if you don't utilize this and facilitate the lead, now you're going to allow the other team to come back, especially when you're trying to, lack of better words, ego play like that. Hey, you're in the shop.
Yeah. We do see T-Pitty going over towards this right lane, says, okay, Jacob, you can have the tower. I'm going to go ahead, get over here for this Pyromancer, get over here for this possible Fire Giant. I mean, 20 minutes, you have the triple auto attacker comp. End of days used. Surtur looking to get in on Jolt, caught between a rock and a hard place.
Trying his best to get out, but the body blocks are good from his own team. The Lancelot is there. Barry Toppings finishes off. Jolt goes into the Grand Joust to secure himself some safety. And look who's in danger. It's Stop You. Caught out by Busta Kappa and the Surtur. Captain Boat, though, coming in, getting the pick up over onto the jungle of CyberPunk Otters. Barry Toppings ends up falling. Some low HP bars across the board here. A healer is not enough because Busta Kappa ends up falling. A double kill over here for Captain Bolt, making a triple kill for Captain Bolt. The Chuck is putting in some good work. Look at him. He wants oh, that's never mind. That's Len. Len, get out of here.
You're not diving that tower. I'm sorry. It's assertive. He's just gonna stun you under there. Good, you know, patience from them to say, no, that's not necessarily a target we can dive. They go ahead and grab the Pyromancer. Fight doesn't go as well as you might like. I mean, CyberPunk Otters use their tools really well. You know, really split the fight with that end of days. Then all of a sudden, you know, Crescent Moon comes in from the Chung. Staying a little bit too long. Is Pity here going to fall to Small Face?
Yeah, that's the unfortunate part of sticking around. And now you're giving CyberPunk Otters an opportunity to get back into this game. Gold Fury is available. You don't have one of your big ADCs, and not to mention your big ADC. I say that, but, you know, Jolt's also kind of level 19 over there in the middle lane. 21 minutes here.
They passed the torch, you know. Pity said, all right, I'm 4 levels up. I'm gonna go ahead and let that get a little bit closer. Jolt, I'm gonna need you to be 4 levels up.
Relying on Jolt, who's making the rotation over to this Gold Fury. CyberPunk Otters were posturing in that direction, but does not seem that they were able to pick it up in time. Rotation from Ice Age, gonna force the beads, though, onto the AMC, getting up there trying to get his own stinger back. Found himself beaten up a little bit more than he could chew.
Yeah, taking a little bit more than he wants, and one thing you got to look at is the lack of anti-heal. Sure, you have that contagion, but this Surtur, you know, fueled by this Chang'e, is just doing so much work. End of days up in the air.
Going into the backline, landing down on the amusing Cobb. Chalk 1v4, Surtur 1v4. Small Face ends up falling, though. Barry Toppings comes on in and finishing off Jolt. Some low HP bars, though, on the side of Ice Age. Look at Len. There he goes. Look at him. You didn't have enough time. Bust the cap and locking that one down. Barry Toppings finding his second pick over here in this fight onto Captain Bolt. Now with 2 members down. 3 members down, my bad. Make that... Well, now they have 2 members down. Okay, you know what? We're good at reading this. Scarab's Blessing is expended. It's Jacob Frost versus T-Pitty here.
Oh, God.
And it looks like T-Pitty gets the advantage on that one. Now walking away, 2v2. Are they just going to pick it up? They do have a level 20 Danzaburo here alongside his Fafnir, and looks like they are confident enough to take this Oni Fury.
Yeah, good on them. I mean, CyberPunk Otters have been playing these fights so incredibly... Stop you, please.
You don't need to be in there, bud.
You don't have to die to it. It's not worth it, I promise. Just press 2 on the Danza, and you've done all you needed to do. Ice Age, pick that one up.
Get that one locked down before Busted Kappa rotated back on in. Okay, so here we are. It's 9-7. We got a 6k gold lead for Ice Age. Okay, no Gold Fury, no Pyromancer available. Tier 1 towers off the map other than the solo lane. So, Fire Giants? Question mark, 23 minutes. But
Could
now...
see it. Could see it.
Now here I am though. I'm CyberPunk Otters. I don't feel like they're completely losing out and getting wiped in these fights. That Gold Fury fight looked really good for a while.
It was an even fight. It was 3 for 3. You know, it looked really good for Ice Age in the start, but CyberPunk Otters just played it incredibly well, you know? They have a plan going into these fights. Small Face is going to draw aggro. Boom. Okay. He's in there. Now we have Berry Toppings right after he dies. Hits the Grand Joust in, gets a bunch more damage off, and then boom. Busta just rips through, hits 4 people with the ult, you know, erases a couple of health bars there. Do you see the Raven Ward come out? Fire Giant not going to be snuck away. Going to be coin flipped.
Ice Age gets it. They lock that one down, even with the blink in from the Lancelot. He's going to have to use the Grand Joust to get away, but you know who's trapped in? It's the Kepri. Not to mind that one. That's not our target. It's going to be the Surtur. Force him into the end of days. Now, no more tier 1 towers on the map. 5 members strong from Ice Age. 5 members with the Fire Giant. They're going to walk into this tier 2 tower in the solo lane. They should be able to knock that one down. No problem. Jacob Frost was still on the opposite end of the map, ended up just now getting his back off, and I don't think cracking the base is quite the option right now.
I don't think that's the right call. Yep.
Yeah,
perfect.
There we go.
Knock down these towers, grab that pyro, have 2 bombs, and then you still have time to do it, you know? Fire Giant lasts a while. Surtur takes quite a bit of damage here, losing quite a bit of health on that frontliner. Not going to be that crazy, though. I mean, he is a level 20 Surtur.
Just gotta breathe on the tier 2 tower in the dual lane, and look at that. There it goes. Again, we kind of talked about this whole crack in the base thing. Just back off. Just get the Pyromancer.
Just back off. Get the Pyromancer. Spend your gold.
You got gold to spend. Yeah,
well,
exactly.
Let me look at gold in hand.
Let's take a look at this. Okay, so we
There
got
we go,
2,200 over on Jolt in mid. Yeah. Now it just got his back off. 2,000 still on Captain Boat. He should be able to finish his starter. Look at that. Finishing starters is pretty cool.
Yep. That's what I'm saying. You know, you get these builds finished. T-Pity can finish whatever mace that is. None of them are that expensive, I promise. What is it, like $19.50 for the most expensive one?
Which one do we think he's going? Titan's Bane?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's got a feeling
Titan's
it's Titan's
Bane
Bane.
and Crusher are very expensive, but he can afford both of them. You know, it doesn't really matter there.
I'm pretty sure the most expensive is actually Brawlers. I could be wrong.
Is it? I always thought that
It's
Crusher
weird.
got like changed to be more expensive, but they might have like nerfed it again. I don't know. I can't keep track of them. It's tough out here.
Oh no, Crusher and Titan's Bane are both 2,500. Brawlers is 2,400.
Okay. So I'm not crazy. And then Jotun's is 2350.
Yeah. No, 2,200 now. They
they keep making it cheaper.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well, yeah, it's not.
They
a
take
good
all the
item.
power. They take all the power off it, and then they just make it like cheap. Like, okay, cool.
I keep
but...
trying to explain this to people. Jotun's isn't a fantastic item. You get some CDR, and I think that's the best part about it, and that's really the only part about it. It has no power. Upgrading its glyphs, there we go, they're not that
okay.
good. They're okay, yeah.
Vigor is good, you know, it gives you a
It's
little bit of
okay.
extra sustain instead of, you know, like a soul eater.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Would I rather go with that, or could I get like a Blood Forge a little bit later, you know?
No, I wholeheartedly agree. It's a good early item, but it's in that same vein as like a Golden Blade, where you're just using it now to fill a spot in your build for later.
Right. It's like,
And I
could you
think that's
build
something that-
CDR in other ways? Absolutely. They're going to walk in over here to this dual lane Phoenix and burn it down and get aggressive on the backline. Berry Toppings doesn't have time to get into his ultimate. T-Pity shreds him on down. Dash expended from Titus, and that spells death for the Scarab. Jolt ended up picking up that one. Now they're marching into this Titan room. 4 members, while the 5th is taking care of the Gilgamesh in the back. Do they end up finishing this off? They do. Game number 1 is Ice Age.
What an explosive finish. Just incredible. Go in there with a beautiful blink ult from Captain Boat. Gets that storm call out there. Hits 3 people with it. And all of a sudden, it's just... the Phoenix is down, their health bars are down, and they just march into the Titan. What a beautiful performance from Ice Age in this game 1. And I think we both said that Surtur Chalk was a tough one for
Absolutely.
Ice Age.
Here's the thing is, I think in laning phase, early game, I'm screaming all T-Pity. I mean, we were both like, dude, he's doing great. He looks good, you know? But come the grouping stage, I'm screaming Captain Boat. Okay, I don't know about you, but man, he was in the right place at the right time, being a disruptive factor. And I think the biggest and most notable moment right there, right at that end, okay? To me, I don't see us taking these Phoenixes as being too much of an option with basic Fire Giant. You get that all 5 members are facing against all 5 members, but they walked in there. Captain Boat got into the back line, dropped down that storm calling, talk about disruption. Nobody's able to do anything. They're panicking. Barry Toppings did his best to get into the back line, but he was by himself, shredded, bursted down, and didn't stand a chance. Phoenix, gone, shredded, bursted down, didn't stand a chance. Titan, next target, shredded, bursted down, did not stand a chance. Wow.
Yeah, no, I mean, incredible from Ice Age. I mean, Boat played that facilitator role so good throughout that game. That fight at Gold Fury, that it looked like Ice Age was winning, then CPO kind of turned it, and then they turned it back. The only reason that wasn't just a complete deicide in the favor of Cyberpunk Otters is because Captain Boat got in the backline and immediately ulted. Said, no. Busta, Jacob, you're not getting into this fight. Titus, you're not going to be able to res small face. That is what turned that fight in. I mean, this chalk looked incredible, even if it wasn't the greatest in laning phase.
What an electric start right out of the gate for Ice Age, kicking off finals 1-0. We're going to go to a quick intermission before we jump on into picks and bans for game number 2 of CyberPunk Otters versus Ice Age. Y'all sit tight. Go to break. We'll see you in a few moments. hello, welcome back. It's game number 2 of CyberPunk Otters versus Ice Age here in the grand finals of the Walker division at Frank's retirement home. Zach Vexel, ruler of men on the desk. Salty still on the cams. You know how it is. And jumping into game number 2, ruler. Thoughts on game 1? What are some adaptations we need to change going here in game 2?
I mean, it was just a really good game, you know. Cyberpunk Otters had a lot of redeeming things in those fights, you know. They were just behind. So I'd like to see them focus a little bit more on the early game. Do see the AMC ban come out. That was another one that I was thinking. Jill always seems to, you know, get some massive pressure on it in mid, even without getting kills. So definitely don't mind seeing that banned away. Ice Age keeping firm with the no fun, no auto attack warriors kind of mentality there, and I can't blame them. Equinox, just a ridiculous item.
Now, this time around, they banned the Bologna, which made it all the way through picks, bans, everything, both phases. So, interested to see that one get banned away. And to be honest, I think this is one of the best abusers of said items, Equinoxes and Phalanx and whatever you want to build on top of her. Freaking. Okay.
Okay.
Cyrus getting locked in here. First pick for Cyberpunk Otters. Okay. So, shaking some things up. This does leave some opportunity for some pickups for Ice Age. A lot of stuff still available.
Yeah, plenty of picks still open. I mean, the only thing that got banned out from that last game was the AMC, so still could see a lot. I think the only reason we didn't see a Bologna ban last game was because of the gentleman's agreement for solo lane, you know, Chalk versus Surtur.
No, it's fair. I'm almost wondering, do we see another double hunter team comp come in over here? Or do we see the Chalk run back for Captain Boat? I think that'll be interesting to say.
I don't hate it. I mean, he was putting in so much work in those late game team fights. Do see Barry Toppings get his, you know, signature Thanatos. Did get that Penta, you know, did get to witness that.
Okay, but if you bank everything on a pick on the fact that I got a Penta on this one, I'd be playing Kepri every game, all right? Look. Don Zamuro, though, getting locked in. Jacob Frost's alleged one trick. Gonna get that one picked up and show T-Pity how it's really done, because I tell you, T-Pity made that one look pretty good.
Yeah, no, definitely did a good job. I am excited to see Smallface on this Osiris. I mean, really good matchup into Chalk. Yeah, sure, he does have the rain call going to mess you up a little bit, you know. Get you the little attack speed, so a little slow yourself. But Osiris just runs you down in lane, especially since they buffed his one to, you know, go through the minion wave. That was an insane Osiris buff, and I don't think anybody ever talked about it ever.
It kind of just came and went, and that
He
was
just
it.
wasn't
I mean,
meta
like,
then. He fair.
He was still pretty fine. I mean, like, actually,
He was
meta
fine.
all
He
throughout
got played
the
like
end of last season.
Yeah, he got played like right in SWC.
Yeah, and then everybody realized Bologna was just better. And
Yeah.
that one got picked up, and then, you know, Nika happened, and I mean, here we are now. Frank's retirement home season 3. Not SPL by a close margin. You know, he could be SPL soon. On her, though,
Yeah.
getting locked in, though, for our Ice Age. Maybe it is SPL because that's a Coast Classic.
Definitely don't mind the on her, especially with how well T-Pity was performing in that last game. I mean, you were talking about he needs some consistency. We're going to see if he can, you know, consistently miss that, you know, pillar impale this game, or whether or not he's going to be able to send Jacob back to the gray screen on cooldown.
Now, the on her, it is kind of a telltale on how you feel over there in ADC. I think T-Pity in game number 1 had a solid advantage over there on the Donzaburo, but I'm wondering if he's just going to see this on her pick and try to utilize on her truly by getting in there, jumping on in, going for those pillar impales, that kind of stuff. But my problem is I just don't feel like it fits T-Pity's playstyle. You know, when we saw him doing well on Donzaburo, it was because he had a nice slow lead that built up over time. He was able to apply pressure with a safer pick, but then he started getting overly aggressive. And now on her's a pick that is just aggressive outright. So you can see where my worry kind of comes in here. Is he just going to be too aggressive? Is he going to be jumping on in and just maybe throwing his life away here and there? Hopefully this Ganesha over on Stop You is going to be able to help him out there, but doesn't help out in the pressure in lane. I can say that the least.
Yeah, I definitely get what you're saying there. I mean, a lot easier to int on her than Donza. You can get caught out a lot easier on the Donza, but on her you want to use that leap in, you want to be looking for that impale at all times, and don't have the tools you have to get yourself out of danger if you go ahead and use those aggressively.
Salty, I'm gonna have to ask you. Anytime you see Charybdis get hovered in this set, I never want to see it. Okay, just don't even bother. It's not getting locked in. If it does get locked in, I'm gonna. Someone is just losing their right to play the next game, whoever it may be. Now hovering Raijin and Kumbhakarna. These are two very interesting picks. I not sure how to really approach them. I mean, you got the Kumbhakarna, who I talked about Ganesha not really giving you too much lane pressure. This Kumbhakarna really doesn't give you too much lane pressure and has some good CC. That's a pick that I like a lot more. Okay, you know what? Let's go for it. Let's lock in the Terra. Let's run it down. Granted, I don't like Terra into Ganesha. Outside of that, you should be in a decent position, right? Actually, I don't like Terra into that team comp, to be honest.
Yeah, the Terra doesn't look great into him. I'm not gonna lie to
Yeah,
you.
no, looking at it even further, I'm like, wait, Storm Call, you get silenced on her. I guess you're slowed, Gilgamesh. I guess you're slowed, you know.
Hey, you might get silenced, but you might not get knocked up by the storm call. How about
That is true. Yeah. So long as you place one of your abilities out there, you won't be getting knocked up by that Storm Call. So have that going for you. But yeah, Terra into Ganesha, not a fun pick. And the Morgan Le Fay getting hovered and locked in here for Jolt in the mid lane.
Don't think I've seen him on it, but it does bring a lot to the table in these team fights. And I mean, those are some ridiculous team fights for Ice Age. You have the Winds of Shamash, you have that Storm Call, you have the Dharmic Pillars, and now you have all of the CC that Morgan applies while, you can also just go into that CC immune ultimate, get some health back with that consuming power. There we go. Took me a second. Had to send the guy back to the file room for that one. And that's a really scary team comp to deal with in a fight.
It's going to be a scary team comp indeed. You get locked into the Dharmic Pillar, Stormcall rips through her, Winds of Shamash, just slows on top of on her pillar, all these slows and just getting trapped in place. And then you just have the damage, the raw damage of the Morgan Le Fay to rip on through. Now you look over on the opposite side, okay? How is the engage coming out from this? Ideally, you want Terra to be dropping that ultimate, that Earth and Fury in the middle of her opponents. But if you step up too far, what happens? You get Ganesha silence, you get grabbed, you get ulted by the chalk. There's plenty of CC to just dissuade you. And if you don't have any abilities down, you could easily just eat some knockups. You could eat the knockup of the Storm Call 2 on top, and you could just get shredded down. It's just not a comfortable feeling. To whereas the Ganesha has more of that range utility in his kit where he doesn't have to get in too deep. But then you have Osiris, okay, someone who can, again, wants to get in the face of the enemy team. But if you do use that ultimate to get aggressive, now you're trapped in. Thanatos has the execute. If you miss it, if you end up getting in there, and try to get a combo off, if people are well equipped and well ready for it, they could easily just turn on you. So this could be very interesting. And I just think the Raijin is just interesting, to say the least. I think the best part of his kit is definitely the ultimate having fears and taunts, personally.
Got to use them correctly, though.
Right.
I've seen a lot of, Walker's levels players not use that Raijin ult correctly, not hitting the taunts when they need to bring them back, not hitting the fears for, self-peel. So gonna have to see if Busta's able to manage which one of those drum sets he's hitting.
So in game number 1, I was able to kind of look at the team comps and say, okay, you're looking for a little bit more team fight. I looked at Ice Age team comp. They have a little bit more for objective base, running the double hunter with the Fafnir kind of stuff going on. Here I can see Ice Age has a really good team fight central comp. They're grouping up. They look phenomenal. But I'm looking at the CyberPunk team comp and I'm kind of just struggling to find an identity. How about you?
I mean, it definitely looks like they're looking for picks. You get the Terra and the Osiris in there to get some damage off the top. Then you have the hovering death, you have the uproarious rocket to look to just clean up the rest of those kills. I think that's what they're going to be going for. But I mean, without that, Crescent Moon coming out from the Chang'e that was really just doing so much work in those fights, did see it get banned out in that second phase. I think that it's going to be really tough for them to have enough CC to put down the members of Ice Age, especially with the, 3 bulky members with that Gilgamesh jungle.
Absolutely. We should be able to see as we're getting ready to jump on into game number 2. Speaking of jumping on in, Ice Age jumping on around versus CyberPunk Otters. Let's see what kind of adjustments end up getting made here, and if CyberPunk Otters can even out the set, or if Ice Age continues it, keeps on pushing and sends us to a 2-0 to kick off grand finals here. I'm excited. I'm interested. I'm looking at some of this stuff, and Terra built Shell.
Yeah, Terra built Shell and Benevolence, and yeah, I get Benevolence on the Kepri from last game. You know, you want to be just that turbo backline. You know, maybe get a Compassion, maybe get a Heroism, depending on how the game's feeling. But on Terra, I mean, that War Flag is so strong. You want to be able to get in there, get yourself in there. I mean, Spartan Flag, even the War Banner would be good. Don't know if I love the Benevolence pickup here.
Okay, next question then for you. Death's Toll or Warrior's Axe on Warriors?
Warrior's Axe. No question.
Animosity, OP?
Yes, Axe of Animosity with Kins is all the damage you'll ever need.
Damage. Okay,
it's,
good.
it's
So we're on the
literally
same
all
page
the
there.
damage you need. Nothing
All right.
else is relevant.
Next question. We're gonna keep going down the list.
Yep. Rapid
Active
fire.
shards versus passive shards. And I mean
That's a
more
tough-
specifically Golden Shard versus Wing Shard.
Wing Shard. I think Golden Shard got a little bit too nerfed. I think, you know, you're looking at Wing Shard, you're looking at Horn Shard. I just don't think the Golden Shard gives you enough anymore.
Entirely there with you on that, but you do think that the Sturdy Shard has its uses.
Yes, I think that Sturdy Shard is the exception, not the rule.
Okay.
Okay.
Len
First
jumping
blood.
on in here and just getting the damage off. Do they get two? They do! Jolt ends up finishing that one off in a double kill right out of the gate for first blood and second for Ice Age here in the middle lane.
Get 2 picks right off the start. Do see CyberPunk Otters with some good pressure in this duo lane. A little bit of that's on Stoppy, you know. Went to go place those wards, but you don't need wards when their jungler's on the gray screen, so maybe should have communicated that a little bit better. No, Thanatos isn't coming. He's dead.
Don't gotta worry about it. I think that's a big thing too. We see a lot of these early wards go down on the dual lane side, but if you don't know that the jungle is making the rotation on over there, I mean, the jungle can't quite make a rotation if he's poked out to half health, make that a third HP, make that a quarter
Make that
HP,
all
make
of his
that
health
5 HP. Are you okay, Berry Toppings? Yeah, you got a penta on it one time, but I think Ice Age is ready.
Yeah, they're looking to get him right out of this game in the early game. I mean, already level and a half, 2 levels down on Lenkano on this Gilgamesh, and that's a tough place to be, you know. Most of the time, your roadmap on Thana is, oh, look, I got, you know, an early kill in mid, now I'm level 5, now I'm, you know, using my hovering death on cooldown. Not going to be able to do that as much as he might like. Joel out of mana here, though.
Maybe it's just the Jolt Classic to be out of mana, you know?
It is. Just use the abilities to poke the other guy and then say, dang, what if I had mana?
If only. Although,
If I only had a
it does seem
mana.
like CyberPunk Otters were able to strip away the shield buff. So here's the thing that we were talking about a little bit earlier is, oh, back canceled. Terra low on mana. Do they get on in here? The knockup is good onto the Terra. Just a couple DPS. Stun, though, ends up landing on the Jacob Frost. I think some good poke damage is good, but that's about it. Spending all this time over in the dual lane. Time for an invade.
Yeah, do like that, sticking around, making sure, waiting those buffs to spawn. Do have berry toppings on his way, though. Could look to see a little bit of a fight come out here. Gilgamesh a little bit lower than he might like. Scythe not on the mark. Thanatos pushing to the wall. Bust a Kappa solo kill in mid. Get your mana numbers up, Joel. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, if you got mana, you can push buttons. And you know what? If you have HP, you can contest your own purple buff. CyberPunk Otters losing out on that one. Ice Age able to strip that away from them. I can see kind of the pressure going over here to the dual lane for CyberPunk Otters. I'm sorry, for Ice Age. There we go. Wanting to get T-Pity a nice little comfortable position here.
Yeah, definitely looked really good in the last game. Want to set him up for success. Don't mind that. Do see Smallface generating himself a pretty substantial lead already. Captain Boat just getting zoned off the wave. This pressure from the Osiris is immense.
Gonna only get even worse once he gets that Equinox online, which it looks like he did just now. Has a full completed item. and the chalk does
Joel?
not. That's going to be something to worry about, but you know who else is going to be worried over here? In the middle lane, Hovering Death ends up landing just off the mark, but the scythe connects. Barry Toppings ends up sending Jolt on out of here. We got to watch the positioning of this Morgan Le Fay, because she might be the target of the CyberPunk Otters. Now, with the up down is Len, but now he's getting returned on. Use the Winds of Shamash to peel out a little bit. Trying to watch out for the scythe. Might have ended up walking into it, but the cooldown wasn't there. And now they're going to be able to walk away.
I'm struggling to comprehend what Jolt was going for there. I can't even lie to you. He like walked past the wave, took half of his health bar to minions, and you just can't do that. You can't do that in front of somebody. You're going to get punished as much as you might not like it.
Absolutely. You got to make sure you're paying attention to where you're standing. Honestly, positioning is key. At all points in the game, you never know where somebody's going to be lurking, especially if you don't have wards, you don't know where people are. And I mean, even just in the 1v1 scenario, managing your own abilities, managing your own mana. We've been talking about it time and time again for game number 1 and game 2. However, Ice Age having the confidence here to pull out this Bull Demon King again. You're going to drop the Dharmic Pillars on top of it, and they should shred it down no problem.
I love using the Dharmic Pillars there. You know, you're not looking to get into a big fight here. It's an Osiris. You're not going to kill him.
Nope.
He is going to kill Captain
getting the pick on a Captain Bo. Drop kick into the
Oh,
wall.
Consuming power rips through. Jolt going to pick that one up, but going to fall in return to Barry Toppings, and this is not looking good.
This is a great rotation coming out from the CyberPunk Otters. Low HP though for the Gilgamesh. Hovering Death off the mark. Scythe off the mark. Does he get out? The jump is soon to come up. He does not. Len ends up falling. Busta Kappa picks that one up. Stop you. Making it out within an inch of his life. The blue buff can easily get invaded. The Thanatos should be calling out that the Ganesh is walking in this direction. You can see it with your passive. And looks like the blue buff should get stolen away easily now.
There is a chalk with ult here. Looking for a little bit of something. Thanatos low does get the blue buff invaded and not going to be able to find anything to return. Little unfortunate, you know. CyberPunk Otters starting to build up a lead as well. 1,500 gold off of, you know, just a couple of misplays from Ice Age. Really,
it's really all it is.
Yeah, that is. It's just getting a little too aggressive, looking for a little bit something more, and CyberPunk Otters just rotating very well around it.
So great plays right now from CyberPunk Otters, making the kind of corrections we were talking about between game 1 and game number 2, now generating some of that lead themselves. You're saying 1 to 1.5K. Off to a great start here in game number 2, and we're only 7 minutes in. Okay.
Yeah, definitely nice early start for the CyberPunk Otters, you know. Did not feel too happy about that, you know. Double kill in mid right to start the game. Weren't going to be having
aggressive though right now, jumping on in, using the Desert Fury. Can he land one? He cannot. Just missing out. Jacob Frost ends up getting out. That guy's got to be actually 1 HP. Okay.
Yeah, no, ridiculously low. Unfortunately, not able to find the last spear he needed on that Desert Fury. Really low health bar as well there for Busta Kappa, and good presence means that he's not going to be getting returned on either. Going to be able to get himself out of there. T-Petty already getting himself a little bit of a lead.
All it took was one gank in the early game, and now this On Her is kind of feeling himself. Let's hope he can get in a much better position, because right now the 1 level lead, it's not a whole lot, you know. And if you're On Her, I mean, granted, the fights are looking good for him so far. He should be able to back with a better item state than the Danzaburo. Not to mention if he's going to be splitting his farm with his Terror over here. You never know. But all in all, nice and neutral game, down to about 1K here. CyberPunk Otters still holding the advantage. But does look like Ice Age wants to pull the next Bull Demon. There we go. This should close the gap even more.
Yeah, and they've been on these Bull Demons. You know, we saw them, I believe, get every one of them game 1, and, you know, still on a roll, getting them in this game 2. Knocking down some wards, picking up some extra gold on top of that, you know, objective. So, gotta love them seeing that, making sure they're getting their value, and great Storm Call.
Using the Storm Call to prevent getting silenced out and silencing out the Thanatos himself. However, blue buff should still get invaded over here by CyberPunk Otters, as it looks like Terra Titus is already on top of it. I don't think a face check is going to help you. And the rotation in from Stop You, who's got no mana, might put him in danger, but who else might be in danger is Captain Boat. He's going to be able to walk on out of there. Never mind, getting into the tower, Smallface uses the ultimate. This chalk is low, the Thanatos is lurking, kind of not, because Smallface has the secure on his own. Rotation in though, from the jungle, support low on mana, Winds of Shamash gets used, but this is
isn't
level
a winning
12
fight.
Osiris.
Yeah, this is not a winning fight.
He's massive right now. Realizing the mistake they're making, they're doing their best to get away. Doesn't have the jump available. Barry Toppings has the execute, lands on down and sends Len on out of here.
Okay, so it looks like CyberPunk Otters have found their win condition. They're going to get Smallface big, and he's going to, team fight the entire other team, and already getting to that point, getting a little bit scary. Gonna have to, figure out what they want to do, whether it's, making sure they're protecting Captain Boat's blue buffs, make sure he doesn't fall further behind. Gonna have to figure out something, but 2 levels down in solo as well as the jungle does not feel very good.
Doesn't feel good at all. However, you have the lead over on, never mind. You got a lead in mid lane, Yep. So how do you transition this? We've got another 1 to 2 Bull Demon Kings that can be stripped away for Ice Age, get them some extra gold in pocket, so that's a possibility. Stormcall already having to get used, and the Lord of the Afterlife gets used immediately after to keep on top of this chalk. We might see another solo kill go down as he can march into the tower. Run, run, run as fast as you can. Osiris is coming with a movement speed on his Equinox. Throws out the axe, does not get on out of there. Smallface finishing that one off.
Yeah, I mean, Boat just has to be more careful in this lane. Osiris is known for just being able to run you down. I get that, you want to step up, you want to make your impact, but sometimes it's just not your fight to take advantage of. Do you see Thana coming in here? A lot of damage comes out. Not quite an execute range.
Not an execute range, but can land down. Not the target I would have gone on personally, because now you just get turned on. Jolt ends up knocking down Barry Toppings. Getting down to half HP though. Can we shut down this Osiris and put him down for good? Yes, we can. Jolt with the double kill over here. Bull Demon King though going the way of CyberPunk Otters, and now that Terra might be in a bad spot as she is getting collapsed on by the 3 Make It 4 members of Ice Age. Len picking that one up. A nice 3-man turn here over in the mid lane fight.
Joel is just him. I mean, just perfectly hitting those abilities, getting those fears out there, hitting just impeccable dragon flights to keep that Osiris just out of range. And I mean, incredible fight from them, going to help them come back a little bit. XP going into the favor of Ice Age, just a hair.
I never saw that statue, or never really paid attention to that statue over the shield buff, and it's quite unsettling how it's just faces right there.
He's hanging out.
I had to point that out. Beacon going the way of Ice Age, now wanting to pick up this gold here, and they're doing some great damage to it already, getting it down to a quarter HP, make it 5, make it none. There it goes. Ice Age picks up the gold fury. Terra dashing on in though is going to be able to be okay. Doesn't get drop kicked on out and sent into the members of the Ice Age, and they're going to walk away with an objective under their belts, evening out this game pretty close. It's only 500 gold.
Yeah, I mean, right back to even. Not even going to worry about that. And we're already starting to see the leads develop in the Ice Age strong points. We see the lead over in duo. We see Jolt with a pretty substantial, level 1.5, 2 level lead. Not sorry. 2 level, 2.5 level lead. He's looking incredible over there. Thanatos in a little bit of a tough spot. Takes a little bit of damage. Storm Call expended.
You can say he's in a bit of a tough spot, but then he just 180s as soon as he recognizes that Smallface is making the rotation on over and gets back in there. So I kind of like the map awareness to know that, hey, my raid boss is here. Let's go back in. Come on.
Yeah, no, definitely playing around their members very well. CyberPunk Otters keeping themselves, communicated about what they're doing in fights, what's going on. Osiris looking for a ton of poke. Gets quite a bit onto Jolt. Stop You in a really tough spot here. Gilgamesh going to lose all of his health bar there. Up, down, Barry Toppings gets a kill.
Another execute for the Thanatos, now chasing down the Ganesha. He should be able to get on out of there, no problem. The Morgan Le Fay is here though. Can Jolt get some good damage off? Sends out the ultimate. It connects. Barry Toppings ends up falling over here. Pyromancer soon to spawn. HP bars seem to be in favor of CyberPunk Otter. Smallface still very healthy. Has the Lord of the Afterlife available. But the DPS from Jolt is getting pretty good.
Yeah, definitely putting out that work. I mean, he's already got 4 stacks on that Charon's coin. Definitely don't mind seeing that come out, doing quite a bit of work. And still going to be keeping themselves even, you know. Down about 1,000 still. Not feeling the greatest, but, you know, definitely not out of this game in the slightest.
Absolutely.
Oh god, this CC chain on Chalk was actually insane. Great Lord of the Afterlife as well. Not going to kill him, but gonna make him regret, you know, thinking about stepping up in lane.
Good damage off. Gonna have to walk on out of there. His tower is soon to fall. Does seem like a rotation is coming over to the solo lane, and meanwhile over here in the dual lane, T-Pity wanting to get aggressive onto Jacob Frost, does not steal away the buff, uses the Desert Fury, and it looks like Jacob Frost was gonna walk away, but thought otherwise. Does steal away the green buff. The Thanatos making the rotation, but that's a level 13 Thanatos, and that's a level 16 on her. I don't know if that's a fight you want.
I mean, we saw something similar in game 1, you know. We were like, oh, that's a level 18 Donza and a level 14 Lance, and then, you know, Lance walked away at level 16 after getting the kill.
Yeah. So there's possibility, you know, to take that kind of fight and walk out. I mean, especially if you're a Thanatos, to be honest, you heal up, and that scythe damage is just ridiculous. Let's be honest.
Yeah, keeping the pressure going over there for sure. Not relenting, not at all.
No, not much going on. Pyromancer, though, is available. We are seeing these towers getting pretty low. Tier 1 tower only remaining for Ice Age in the middle lane. And a small grouping here around the Pyromancer, as it seems like CyberPunk Otters wanting to get some wards down and maybe set up for this objective. Aggressive posturing in the middle lane. Nothing too crazy, just looking for some poke. All the while, over in dual lane, it is just T-Pity marching down on top of Jacob Frost and getting in his face. So,
yeah, and honestly, good play from Pity, allowing the wave to get past him. That's going to be an entire wave that Jacob misses. Yeah, sure, they might both miss it, but, you know, you're forcing that away, not going to let him have any safety over there. Beads expended from this Raijin.
Raijin sitting under his tower. The beacon is spawning. It seems like teams are getting ready for that one. ADCs still remaining in lane, still doing some boxing. Solos still remaining in lane, still doing some boxing. Only
Thanatos
now making a
inbound.
matching rotation. Absolutely, Thanatos coming in for the gank over here. Does seem like the jump into the Thanatos was there. Doing his best to get away, uses both the beads and the Aegis. The Impale is good to peel for himself. However, without any relics now, I'd be a little bit worried if I was T-Pity.
Yeah, gonna have to be much more careful in this upcoming fight. Looks like we might see a little bit of a scuffle around this Primal Fury. Can't blame him. Shock blinking through the wall saying, you cannot have that tower, I do not care. It's the only one we have left. And
Dash from the Raijin
Plus
might
just
have gone-
just
yeah.
should be dead. Yeah, just, yep.
No
Gold Fury, though,
chance.
gonna go the way of CyberPunk Otters. It looks like might barely be able to get there in time. Pity is on his way, does have the Desert Fury. And they're going to go ahead and drop it. Good call from CyberPunk Otters as the cavalry shows up.
Instantly, though, Ice Age picking that one up and getting its HP down. You know, Cyrus is doing his best to step on up along with the Terror, but she's silenced out. Ice Age secure the Primal Fury. You know, Cyrus has jumped in with that Lord of the Afterlife, and Thanatos is here with the Hovering Death, ends up knocking down T-Pity. Low HPs, though, are Small Face make that no HP as Small Face. Len ends up knocking that one on out of here, and the chase down onto the Thanatos is good. There he goes. Captain Boat gets that one. You get the Gold Fury, you get the 2-for-1. Now rotate over to Beacon, then you get the mid-tier one, then you get the Pyromancer. You got the entire map to play with if you're Ice Age.
Yeah, straight from a deficit to a lead. Ice Age now in control of this game, you know, not only in the gold department, but on the map as well. Able to get themselves the Beacon, gonna look at this Pyromancer as well, and that is what they needed. Just needed some time to scale up, kind of overcome that early deficit. And I mean, CyberPunk Otters looking great in these fights as well. Can't understate them, you know. Did see them do pretty great, good coordination to take T-Pity off the map, but too little too late with Jolt pumping out these numbers.
stripping away as much farm as he can. Jacob Frost collecting what he can, but now the gold lead is shifted in favor of Ice Age. 2,000 gold here at 19 minutes. Tier 1 towers off the map, other than the solo Tier 1 and for CyberPunk, and the mid Tier 1 for the Ice Age. Never mind.
Never mind.
Never mind. There it goes. Yep. You did your best.
So I'm no solo laner, but I know an item that I don't like to see is this late prophetic.
Okay.
On small face.
So I'm a yes.
He's gonna get
no
this. He's gonna
about
get
it,
this.
Yeah.
He's gonna get this stacked. I know that. I just wish that he wouldn't. You know.
I wish that he wouldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know it's gonna happen. It's gonna get stacked because the fact is, like, a warrior is just gonna be in there brawling the majority of the time, so he should be able to get it stacked no problem. Do see though a little bit of a return to laning phase. Fire Giant is available. It's 20 minutes and a lurking in from a trio of Ice Age. All the while, the 1v1 is going down in the duo lane. Jacob Frost getting the advantage and landing the autos here. Sends out the rocket, is inside of it. Desert Fury used to immune it. They're both 1 HP, and T Pity knocks it down with the impale.
There are enemies incoming. You gotta go. You gotta go now. Thanatos is running. He can smell you. Come on, you gotta go. You gotta go.
Nah,
not
get my purple buff.
Not the purple. Was it worth it? You didn't even get it.
Nah, gotta get my purple buff.
Unlucky.
Yeah, it's not like he can only see every inch of you walking around the map, so.
It's not like the game is like, get him, get him, get him.
Unfortunate getting traded out there. That's some good gold in the pocket for Barry Toppings, getting another pick for himself. Now, not too much. 11-11 here, 21 minutes, and what was a 2K is now approaching a 3K gold lead for Ice Age. No other objectives other than Fire Giant available, but Gold Fury soon to spawn. It will be that Oni Fury too.
Yeah, it will be that Oni Fury, and gotta be a little bit careful. CyberPunk Otters, not quite scaled up as much in that backliner department. We already see both backliners for Ice Age hit that level 20. Pity already has his Death's Temper, and doing pretty good there. Doing good for himself. 1 and 2 still has a lead on Jacob. It is what it is. You get some farms. Sometimes you do. Sometimes you don't.
I mean, having that upgraded starter already, I think, is the biggest part of all of this. Because now you're going to be
100%.
rotating in. Yeah, now you're rotating in, setting up. It looks like they're posturing towards the Fire Giant, though. This is interesting.
Yeah, don't know if I love this call. I think that, you look for that Oni, and then you use those Oni waves to help you get pressure for that Fire Giant, or just, knock down some towers to extend your gold lead. Don't think the Fire Giant is the call I would make. What the call I would like to make is, Stop You gets his starter upgraded, and Titus isn't level 15, so doesn't have that option, and then, you have a massive advantage.
Here's the thing that I can see, too, is that CyberPunk Otters could easily pressure out the Oni Fury themselves and use that to get some gold back in the pocket. Because they can position this Osiris over here around this Fire Giant, and that should be enough of a deterrent for Ice Age, just to see this a massive raid boss of an Osiris just standing in our face. However, I don't really see the same opportunity from Ice Age. Can they position somebody over here to defend this Fire Giant while they look at elsewhere on the map, or will they lose out on an objective and some members on top of it? I'm going to hold that thought.
Or
right
the
now.
Afterlife used, but might be to his detriment.
Absolutely falling down, HP getting low. Jolt ends up finishing that one off, and CyberPunk Otters are jumping in as best as they can to feel for their teammates. Does Jacob Frost get out? He's low, but who lands in the back line? It's Barry Toppings, sending T-Pity on out of here. Now has to fight the 1v2 as Jolt runs down the mid laner of the CyberPunk Otters, finishing them off. Thanatos winning the trade-off against Len here. Barry Toppings getting another pick here. Jacob Frost ends up falling, gets a triple kill here in this team fight. Do they end up finding the Thanatos? He is lurking nearby. He walks right in because he wants the kill onto the Ganesha. Does not get it. Understands Ganesha is out after that dash.
Thana had the kill, and then Boat hit him right before he blinked over the wall in mid lane. It was like perfectly timed. I could like feel it hurt, like my soul. You could just hear a jungler screaming.
So here's the advantage, though, is that, again, granted, Small Face is back up. T-Pitty's going to be up relatively soon. He's going to be up before Jacob Frost. Do you look towards this Cold Fury? Do you try to face check this Fire Giant? Again, I mean, the Pyromancer did go down. Ice Age was able to pick that one up, have 2 bombs in pocket now, so there is that.
I mean, I still think, you know, you don't want to just give this Fire Giant up for no reason. You know, you can't afford to
Right.
all just rotate over to Oni. I understand that. But the Fire Giant isn't just a realistic target right now. It takes some time. It's a big time and energy sink. You know, you're going to lose a lot of your health bar just fighting it. And it gives CPO just a good chance to not only come over the top of you to steal it, but, you know, pick you at the end of the day. So I think it's just a really tough objective to want to pull.
Right. I think a big issue that I tend to see is just utilizing Oni waves as well as they could, you know, and I don't really, if I'm being honest, see that in some of our games and some of our matches that we end up spectating is just moving up with your Oni waves and applying that kind of pressure. Because we talked about, you know, you get the Oni Fury and use those waves to take down some of these towers and get some more gold in the pocket, you know. But if you're not doing that, if you're just getting the Oni Fury to get the Oni Fury and letting the waves walk down and die, then you don't really get that kind of pressure, you know?
Fire Giant has started.
That Fire Giant has been pulled by Ice
Looking
Age.
for it.
Already at 3/4 HP, soon to be
half
half.
health. Members are aware. Osiris and Terra already on the march forward. Dharmic Pillars are dropped. They're going to have to commit to this. Desert Fury comes in. CyberPunk Otters steal it with a great Lord of the Afterlife.
Now in a dangerous position, though, is Small Face. Might end up getting picked off. Here's the 5 members of Ice Age are angry, and they end up getting him. Captain Boat ends up securing that one. CyberPunk Otters are in a full-scale retreat, wanting to keep this Fire Giant around as many members as they can. Dash just expended by the Donza Burrow. This could be a little bit of collapse here as the Raijin doesn't realize there are 3 members rotating in from the red buff. He's going to walk on out of there. Tier 2 tower should fall nonetheless. This Ice Age team comp is still very healthy. They have 1 bomb in pocket. They must have just used the second one.
Yeah, must have used it. Maybe they tried to use it to secure the Fire Giant. Not 100% sure there. I think that if they were able to properly bomb secure, it would have been fine there, you know. Lord of the Afterlife hurts, but it doesn't do, you know, 1,200 damage worth of hurt.
Right. Now I gotta ask, since I'm looking at items right now, I'm pretty sure Len has had these mana pots in his pocket all game.
Maybe he thinks he can hand them out to Jolt when he's low on mana.
Oh yeah, here.
Maybe he thinks he can just trade him over. Yeah, just toss it in his face, give him some mana.
Like Baba Yaga.
Yeah, exactly. I like this call from the CyberPunk Otters here.
This
Gonna
is
say,
great.
all right, yep, you guys are in the right side of the map. Maybe you're back and spend some gold, grab that Pyromancer. We're gonna go ahead and take this Oni Fury.
They should be able to take that one away. They do. Oni Fury going down. CyberPunk Otters locking that one out. Ice Age, though, getting the Pyromancer in response.
Why did Morgan Le Fay pick up the bomb? When are you getting close enough to a Phoenix to drop that?
She's
Wait, never mind. It's Jolt. It's Jolt. My bad.
Yeah,
the guy known for being in the middle of 4
There you
people
go.
for no good reason.
27.5 minutes here in game number 2, and we are still sitting around that 3 to 4K mark. Ice Age holding on to the lead, but how much longer will that be? 3 tier 2 towers still remain for Ice Age. CyberPunk Otters, though, with Fire Giant around the belt of 4 members. This is a close enough game for them to be able to push. I just wonder if they feel like they have enough map pressure to do it.
I don't think they do. I think that right now they're in that, you know, mitigating phase where we're just going to make sure Ice Age isn't running away with this game, you know. You're not pulling the Fire Giant. You know, you're looking to steal it off them. You're still not in necessarily control of the game. You're just making sure Ice Age isn't either. You know, you want to return it to neutral, and I think that they're doing a good job of just, you know, icing this game out to steal the other team's name, you know.
Steal the other team's name, steal the other team's objective. You know, one of the two. They could be holding off, but the problem is if you do wait off and try to coin flip the next objective, that's all it ever is a coin flip. You're allowing Ice Age to take the lead and take the initiative, and I don't think that's okay. Here we do see a good grouping, though, coming out from CyberPunk Otters. I like this. Use your Fire Giant, use what you do have, start knocking down some of these tier 2 towers, close the gap. You just got the beads off the Morgan Le Fay.
Yeah, I do like them looking for that heat check there. I mean, Ice Age has a good response. They all rotate over to make sure, you know, not going to go down for free. So, do like that CyberPunk Otters aren't looking to get risky, you know. They're not looking to overcommit to something, get in a bad fight, and just struggle. So, gotta respect that. Dark Pillar's used to zone off of the Stygian Beacon, and
Yes, we 5v5 fight at 29 minutes for the Beacon. Thanatos going up into the hovering death. Osiris lands on down. Jolt is out of here. Barry Toppings gets that one. Looking for a second, though, going onto the Gilgamesh as the Osiris is looking to trade of himself. T-Pity ends up knocking down Small Face. Busted Kappa, though, getting Len on out of here. The Thanatos is low. Barry Toppings is gone. Barry Toppings falls to Captain Boat. T-Pity getting a triple kill, finding Jacob Frost over there. Now 3 members remaining for Ice Age. What a great aggressive play jumping on in there.
oh, perfect.
Wow.
They put the ward down, making sure Captain Boat can TP back in, has that available, has the bomb. They're going to get this mid Phoenix.
Without a doubt. And the Raijin lurking around nearby too, still hanging out, might end up getting caught out, silenced out, not able to go anywhere, but T-Pity focusing on the objective. I like that knockdown.
No.
This is a no. Titus is back.
Titus is up. Small Face is going to be up.
You have no minion wave either. Get out of here, kids.
Get it down to half health, but T-Pity incredibly low, dashed on by
Kids
Busted
leave.
Kappa. What are we doing, guys? This isn't game 1. You don't have, 3 picks with, double ADC.
Time to walk away. Hopefully they can get out. Raijin did just jump in. He might end up just killing himself, though, if they do decide to turn on it. If the DPS is gone, you can't die, Captain Boat, but it does not seem like they want it, as now the Osiris is here using the Lord of the Afterlife to chase down Captain Boat, locks that down. And what looked like a great push coming in from Ice Age might have just turned around for CyberPunk Otters as the enhanced Fire Giant is available.
Yeah, unfortunate play there. I mean, that was just a horrendous call. Just an absolutely horrendous call. I mean, I can't even, try to justify it. It was just, I guess we're at the Titan. We can hit it, and not going to go their way. Lencon are going to do a little bit of something, get the Winds of Shamash out there, not going to be able to secure it. He's going to die too, and that's not what you want. You're staggering out these death timers. Now the best you're going to have, when you start to defend these tier 2s, I don't even think you might. Guys, there's a bomb. Oh, there we go. We got it.
I'm seeing a lot of panic right now in the Ice Age and the way that they're playing. With going for that end call. Yeah. I feel like there's a lot of opportunities we've seen throughout the season, throughout all of our seasons here at Frank's, where there's opportunity to end. That's not one of them. You gotta look and see who's available, what kind of DPS you have. Do you have minions inside of the Titan room? That's another big thing,
It's so hard.
Absolutely, and can we shred those backdoor protections? If you're hitting it through backdoor protections, you're not going to be dealing anywhere near damage.
Not getting a ton of value. Jolt gets himself out of there. Hovering Death comes down, however.
Dansborough coming on in with the
Incredible
rocket.
play from
Toppings ends up falling. Jacob Frost gets a trade-off over on to stop you. Jolt sitting pretty low on the backline. T-Pity jumping on in, getting aggressive, uses the Desert Fury. It connects, ends up getting the trade-off, but it looks like one more ended up falling for the Ice Age, as well as looks like Busted Kappa just jumped on into the backline. T-Pity now jumping on over, should be able to finish this one off. Never mind, alternate timeline is there, gets the dash away. The Terrors doing their best to peel. Can Titus do enough? Looks like not. Titus ends up falling. Needs expended, life expended from Busted Kappa. It's only the Osiris.
Okay, now we can end the game. Please do not touch that Gold Fury. Walk to the fountain. Please don't die to Small Face. There's 3 of you. I know it's a big ask.
T-Pity's though over in the dual lane side. He's not joining up with his team. They can't
take,
end now.
They don't end here. Back it off.
That was the end call. Maybe. No.
They have no. You just get out of there. Barry
Toppings is back. Yeah. Okay. You know what? It was possible if they could have gotten another pick off over on the small phase, but now probably not so much. They should be able to back off to the Gold Fury, but it does not seem like they want to do any more. Happy knock down the final tier 2 tower for the CyberPunk Otters, sitting at a nice 3k gold lead here, but that doesn't matter because it's 33.5 minutes here in game number 2.
Okay, so you were saying you had some confidence in Small Face stacking this prophetic. How are we feeling about that prediction now?
Not at all. Where's he? Who's he going on here? I'm seeing a lot of Lord of the Afterlife jumping into these fights, and then he ends up kind of falling.
Yeah, unfortunately, you can't see the buffs. I mean,
We want to.
he's
yeah.
been going on Jolt a lot, but there's no way it's magical stacks. I mean, there's no way that it's physical stacks that he's missing.
No, he had plenty of stacks by just smacking both
He left
in
lane with like
lane.
6. No, he left lane
Yeah.
with like 6. He didn't have
Okay,
any.
then never mind. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, when we first talked about it, he had 4, so he didn't
Yeah,
have
yeah,
any for a while.
exactly.
Ice Age picking up this Gold Fury now, but the members of CyberPunk Otters are coming on in. They do secure the Primal Fury. There still is an enhanced Fire Giant buff sitting around the belt of the Osiris for the next 40 seconds. That is something to keep in mind. They just get the back off, though, if they catch this Raijin out. But do they know? It does not seem like so. Wanting to walk up towards this middle Phoenix, maybe just see if they can catch somebody off.
Yeah, looking for a little bit of something, but I don't think that this is necessarily a thing that they can look for, you know? Not going to be able to find too many advantages here. I mean,
They do have waves.
They do have a bomb.
On up. Absolutely, they have a bomb as well. Going to be able to get some good poke off on
Oh,
the Phoenix.
great.
They do almost knock it down. It's 1
Ooh.
HP. Do they get it? The Mage Autos are coming through. From Morgan Le Fay Ganesha now walking on up. They get it. Lord of the Afterlife, though, into the backline. Gets caught. He uses the beads. Danzaburo coming on through with the rocket. There goes Titus. T-Pity ends up getting that one. Landing on in those buried toppings with the hovering death, ends up falling. Jolt gets the pickup over there. Jacob Frost falls to Captain Boat, make that a double kill for the Chalk. Small face down as well. This could very much be game number 2. 5 members strong versus Busta Kappa. Is the Raijin enough to fend off? There are some very low HP bars, but with no ultimate available, he ends up finding Len though. Could he get a second? Uses the relics, low HP, finds a double, finds a triple, gets
there's
a
no way.
quadra. It's a pentakill. Busta Kappa here defends the Titan, holds on to game number 2.
What can I say? I mean, so close yet so far. Not able to bring this game to an end just yet. Gonna be pushing this one out a little bit longer. I mean, Titan is low. They do have a little sneaky ward, but you know, Boat doesn't have a pyro bomb to help him deal that out. So I think we're gonna return to a little bit of something. You know, should be a good chance for CyberPunk Otters to grab themselves this nice enhanced fire giant, grab themselves a decent chance at breaking the base of Ice Age. I don't think it's a win in any sense, but keeping themselves in the game for sure.
What a play, what a defense coming out from the CyberPunk Otters team. The second CyberPunk Otters pentakill this season. Now Busta Kappa has something to hold over his team's head. CyberPunk Otters wanting to pull this Fire Giant. They can definitely do just that. Although the members of the Ice Age did just respawn. And Busta Kappa is not over here, was pushing up those mid waves the entire time. Should be able to make it back to his team. Enhanced Fire Giant's health is dwindling, and there it goes. CyberPunk Otters strip away the Enhanced Fire Giant at 37 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, Enhanced Fire Giant in the pocket of CyberPunks. The entire Titan's health bar in the pocket of Ice Age. This is a tough one to be in, Just one small mistake could end the game for either team here. Raijin putting some good poke in to stop you. However, Ice Age picking themselves up a bomb. Again, going to Jolt. Guys, do they know something I don't? Does bomb do more damage if you're the mid laner?
I mean, if you're Jolt. Ice Age, though, wanting to get aggressive. That Titan HP is low. CyberPunk Otters actually might have to just utilize this Enhanced Fire Giant on the defense. They did end up taking a very successful fight against the CyberPunk Otters. Ice Age took a very successful fight with CyberPunk having the Enhanced Fire Giant. So I think there's that worry in the back of their heads, like, if we don't play this right, Ice Age could walk away with this and just march on in and end the game right now. It's still gotta hold off, gotta let your Phoenix respawn.
Yeah, gotta let that respawn, gotta get a little health on this Titan, and I think that the CyberPunk Otters are making the right play. It's not the play you want to make when you have the EFG, but it's the play you have to make when your Titan is that low, One small mistake, one person slips past you, and your game 2 could be over. Do see CyberPunk Otters trying to get themselves up for this Oni Fury, not going to be able to get the Terra in place there. And going to be an Oni Fire Wave in mid, as well as some extra pressure on those side lanes. And Ice Age, I don't think, are going to take their feet off the pedal, going to keep it pedal to the metal, keep it going. Look for a little bit more. They have those Oni waves pushing. It looks like they're going to try to, Siege make a fight happen based around those, so would like to see them take their time here to let those waves push out.
If they keep the pressure in this dual lane and allow that middle lane Oni Fire Wave to push on up, they could very much get 1, maybe 2 Phoenixes if they play this right. Now we're seeing a 3-2 split as 2 members of Ice Age make their way on over to the mid lane, trying to keep this Oni Fire Wave pushing on up, prevent Busta Kappa from knocking it on down, but the Don's Murrow's here as well to assist. Are they going to just apply some pressure and not be able to push in? It does seem that way. The middle wave is down. The duo wave is down. There goes your entire chance. Honestly, not too good a position right now for Ice Age to keep standing up here without those waves.
Yeah, definitely not going to be the easiest thing to do here. Do see them go in. Bomb dropped on the Phoenix. That's going to be it. Morgan Le Fay chased out by this Osiris. However, he up-downs with the Lord of the Afterlife. Hits 3. Chalk ulting, looking to get some peel in.
Walk away.
That's a win, Ice Age.
Yes,
that's a win,
walk
Ice
away.
Age. That's it.
Turn around, Jolt. Walk away.
Jolt. Jolt.
What's he doing?
Thank God Titus didn't follow him.
I was a little bit nervous right there. Just walk away. Their enhanced fire giant's wearing off. You still got the damage on the Titan. You got the Phoenix
It's
down.
not weird. They got another 45 seconds. They have plenty of time with that EFG.
Exactly. But Ice Age doesn't have the EFG. And that's where I'm getting kind of skeptical over here. You don't have bombs anymore, so yeah, let's walk away with this one. Strip away some jungle farm, back, get some pots. You know, you're already full on items, and it looks like they agree with me. Thank you.
I think maybe they were just trying to, stall out a little bit more time. Just guarantee that CyberPunk Otters can't do anything with that enhanced fire giant, and they're a tough cookie to siege into for sure. You don't really want to be necessarily attacking the Ice Age in a fair fight. You want to be looking for that pick. We've seen a lot of the Cyberpunk Otter success come from picking out Jolt in these fights. We've seen the Lord of the Afterlife on him, and then boom, Hovering Death is there. The Uproarious Rocket is there. Definitely, have a way into these fights, but 2 strong backliners are making it very difficult for him.
Absolutely. Ice Age getting some good posture here around, ready to set up for the Pyromancer. Do we give it to Jolt again? Let's find out, as Jolt is postured very aggressively up here by the red buff, wanting to get some good poke off, and does get some good poke off onto Jacob Frost. Ice Age knock down the Pyro, and they give the bum over this time to the Len Canoe.
Oh, okay. So it's not just mid laners only. I understand now. I understand. You can give it to anybody. It's just, Len's been sitting on these 3 mana pots for the last 30 minutes.
He's been holding on to him, yeah. He was at 4.
Oh, he's down to 2.
Now.
Yeah, okay. He's working through them slowly but surely.
I wonder when he's... Oh, there they go.
Oh, we got wards too. That's pretty huge.
Yeah.
Oh, he got him in the shop. That's not fair. That's cheating.
How dare you? We were just talking about your mana pots.
He could hear us for sure. He's just like, oh, mana pots? I've never seen them before in my life.
Enhanced Fire Giants getting pulled here, half HP. CyberPunk Otters is coming on in, but are they getting there fast enough? Let's find out. Jumping on in with the Lord of the Afterlife. Ice Age secure the Enhanced Fire Giant. Down Zaburo ulting on in with the Uproarious Rocket. The Osiris is low in there. T-Pity finishes off Small Face with low HPs across the board. Berry Toppings fell as well. Make that Titus in addition. Double kill for the On Her. Jump just expended from the Raijin. 5 versus 2.
Oh, Raijin, yeah, you can run that way. That's cool.
Yeah, we'll just go for that Titan. And it looks like we should be able to get a lockdown. Len ends up finding Jacob Frost. 5 members strong of Ice Age marching into the Titan room.
A little more
Is
help
Busta
this time.
Kappa getting another pentakill? Or are
He's
we
gonna
going
have
to
to.
game number 2? He's gonna dump his kit, but there goes the Titan. Game number 2. Ice Age 2-0 here in your grand finals.
A little shaky for sure. Ice Age get themselves in a good position and immediately throw it away. Cyberpunk Otters just not able to get it out. And I mean, Ice Age just playing incredibly well. They're getting what they need to get in these fights. Cyberpunk Otters have looked good even from behind, but they haven't been able to make the macro plays. They haven't been getting to those objectives when they need to. They haven't been on those bull demons in the early game, and I need to see a little bit more macro play out of them. You know, they're great in the micro. They're great in those team fights. You know, putting together the abilities. You know, we've seen the Lord of the Afterlife, Hovering Death, Uproarious Rocket come out along with that Earth and Fury, and they're playing the fights well. But we need to see them play the map well if they want to bring this back.
Absolutely. And, you know, it felt like they were playing the fights well, though, when they had their leads. You know, as soon as things started getting evened out across the board and, you know, Boat was caught back up and was able to do his posturing thing instantly, as soon as Ice Age was able to group, like you said, that macro play really was standing out. They grouped up, they made it look good. The fights were looking good, they were going in their favor. And CyberPunk Otters were trying to do the same thing that they were 10, 15, 20 minutes ago, and it wasn't working. So, gonna have to make adaptations not just between games, but throughout a game, you know, see where we need to change things up, because if it doesn't work in one fight, it's likely not gonna work again in the next fight, you know? So, let's see what kind of changes end up getting made. CyberPunk Otters, they're on their last breath. Can Ice Age put it away in 3 and walk away with a 3-0 as your Walker Division Grand Champions? Or are we going to see CyberPunk Otters hold on for dear life? Find out. We'll be coming back with Picks and Bans of game number 3 in just a few moments. We'll be taking a break for the moment. Stay tuned. Here we are. It all comes down to this CyberPunk Otters versus Ice Age Grand Finals. Game number 3. Ice Age leading 2-0. Is this going to be a 3-0 finals? Ice Age sending CyberPunk Otters packing. Are we ready for the reverse sweep, bringing us all the way to 5 games? But gotta get through game 3 first. A lot of the same things happening here, other than a little bit of a change up for CyberPunk Otters, banning out the on her, picking up the Hachiman. Wow, talk about rapid fire ruler. What are our thoughts here? Game 2 going into game 3.
Definitely have a lot of opportunities. I mean, still looking at the same bands pretty much. You know, do see the on her band out. Gonna replace it with, you know, the 4th band Hachi, and Len back on this Gilgamesh. Pity on, you know, the Ishtar that I think might just be his best god. I mean, he's looked incredible on it all season. Been sneaking through these games, hasn't been caught out yet, but it is here, and I'm a little bit worried.
A little worried. I'm going to be interested to see how it goes. Len jumping back onto this Gilgamesh pick. T Pity over there on the Ishtar. Haven't seen it yet in this set. The Ganesha, though, getting picked up by CyberPunk Otters instead. This should be interesting. So you got a Hachi Ganesha duo, a lot more safe. However, not a lot of pressure there in the early game. If we see an aggressive support coming out of Ice Age, like a Sobek or something, I could see this turning the tables into what's been working for Ice Age. They've been applying a lot of pressure there over to the duo lane, and I think I'd just kind of double down on that, you know?
Yeah, definitely could see that being a very good option. I mean, just completely win that lane. So, I mean, I could definitely see that come through, you know, just look to just absolutely get Pity to go insane.
Make them go insane. They're really thonking on what else they want to do. And it does seem like run the Raijin back, give that one over to Bust a Gap. I mean, if you get a Penta, you might as well, right? We were talking about that one a little bit earlier, but then
I think we were saying that might not be the best strategy.
Yeah, where's the Thanatos then? Berry toppings, huh? What's going on there? Chalk, though, getting hovered.
I don't mind this Chalk pick. I mean,
don't
it's
either.
looked good in both games. It's not winning lane, but it is winning them the game. That's what I can say. You know, you don't need to win lane, you just got to win the game.
Don't need to win lane, just win game. You hear that, everyone? Doesn't matter that I went 0-15 in laning phase. The fact is that I had one good team fight at the end of the game, and we won.
If my screen says victory, I won. That's all I'm saying. It doesn't matter if I'm 0-35 if I get the W.
Absolutely. Chalk getting locked in here again. We talked about it. It's great. It's been looking good. Make it through the laning phase. You know, this does say it doesn't seem like Icy just too worried about that Osiris pickup. They kind of let it all the way through, banning out the Erlang, Bologna, and Vamana. Though instead, yet again, now banning out the Thanatos. I guess they don't want to see that one make its return. Likewise, CyberPunk Otters not wanting to see the Morgan Le Fay back on Jolt.
Yeah, I can't blame him. I mean, it looked just incredible. The amount of times that it saved the entire team from danger. I mean, pushing away the incredibly, you know, strong small face, just getting him away off that Osiris, pushing him back, and just did so much for the team. Definitely don't mind that ban there. And Agni, I mean, he's definitely played it. I don't know if it was necessarily his best pick, but gotta do what you gotta do sometimes.
Absolutely. The Kukulin is kind of interesting to me, seeing that one get banned away. What do you think of that?
Yeah, the Kukulin is an interesting one. I mean, he looked good on the Surtur, he looked good on the Osiris, but maybe they're thinking a little differently, you know. Yeah, sure, we proved that we can deal with that, you know. We said, "Oh no, we're fine with that. We can make it through that." Gonna have to see if that works out for him.
Yu Huang getting hovered here. I'm gonna say I'm not sure how I feel about this pick. You know, you look at game 1 with the AMC, that spells aggression for me in lane. You see the Morgan Le Fay, that spells aggression for me in lane. And now I see this Yu Huang, and I think the exact opposite. You know, very safe pick. Has some good DPS, has some good poke potential, but I just don't get that same feeling as I do with the Le Fay or the AMC.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I mean, it's a pick that he's looked good on before. Obviously, it was really strong in that what was it, the Going Ghost set? where they had the Kali ADC just kind of running at him, and he was able to just kind of survive forever because of it. Could definitely see it paying off. I mean, definitely has looked good on it, has, consistently hit good dueling dragons. Don't see it necessarily being a bad thing, but going to have to be a little bit more cautious because, again, not the strongest of early games, not the weakest either.
Look, look, Salty, we gotta talk. Are they actually hovering this, or are you doing this to me? Because I don't feel like CyberPunk Otters is in the position to be doing these kind of bait hovers. Am I right? I mean, they are
I
actually
think I
hovering
agree.
this. Okay. Apparently, they feel like they're in the position to do these bait hovers. So, not
Props to them
sure.
for having the confidence. I
Right.
would never.
Does seem like they're thinking of running back that Osiris. I guess even though Ice Age feels like they can tolerate it, CyberPunk Otters thinks that they have it in the bag. Gonna run back that Osiris and this time pick up the Susano.
Definitely don't mind the Susano. Brings a little bit more to the team fight compared to that Thanatos. Yeah, sure, he was hitting, a couple people with hovering death, not quite in execute range. But the Osiris, not the Osiris, the Susano ripping through the middle of a team fight with a Typhoon, pulling people around, getting himself out of harm's way with his dashes. Although this Ares pick really cripples him, if Stoppu's able to land those chains on berry toppings, this is going to be a very, very tough game for Berry.
I love this Ares pick here. Does Hachiman dash away? Nah, get up in that ultimate. Does Ganesha dash away? Nah, we pulling the elephant back. Does Raijin? Ah, get up in that. Does Husano dash away? Nah, you don't get to play the game. Okay. Wow. We are going to be locking some people down. We could see some massive ultimates too coming out. Susano not having CC immunity and kit. The Ganesha not having CC immunity and kit. Honestly, all early game, if I'm stop you, I want to be just shoving it down. I want to be pulling the Susano, pulling the Ganesha, and just being an aggressive menace. And I said way back at the start of these picks and bans, okay, that if we add an aggressive support onto this Ishtar, this could be what we were looking for over in the duo lane. Ares doesn't just spell aggression, he knows every definition of it throughout the dictionary. He probably has every sort of what's synonym? There we go. In the I mean, how many words can I pull out here in a thesaurus? The guy is just living, breathing, bleeding aggression. Okay, pair it up with this
he's
Ishtar,
the god of war. What do you expect? He's getting in there. He's going to commit war crimes. But definitely could see a lot of value out of that pick, especially paired with how Pity has been, performing in lane.
They should be able to clear and just chain 1, chain 2, chain 3, chain 3 to run it down, burn them down, and just melt some people. I'm looking forward to seeing what goes on in that dual lane, probably most of all until we get over into the grouping stage, because so far Ice Age's grouping stage has looked phenomenal, okay?
Oh, for sure. I mean, a little shaky on a couple of the fights, but they always just bounce back. It looks like a bad fight, and then, somehow all of a sudden a hero comes in at the back and gets, 3 kills, and it's, an even trade where we're fine.
Should see if they are fine. I'm kind of curious. The Raijin impact, do you feel like it was enough to warrant picking it up here in game number 3? Is it just that much of a comfort pick for Busta Kappa?
I'm not entirely sure. I mean, a lot of it, I'm sure, has to do with thinking, well, I just got a penta on it. It's got to be worth it. And I don't necessarily think it's going to get as much value as they might want it to. I think that it might have been more of a bait pick than anything. You get comfortable. You're like, oh, I just got a penta, and then doesn't do what you want it to.
All right, then I gotta ask on the opposite end, Yu Huang. Obviously, you know a little bit more about Ice Age, for no particular reason. Jolt on this Yu Huang, obviously 4 of his picks already banned away before he could even make a decision. So, what are you thinking there? Is this Yu Huang something that you're expecting to really put in some good work? You mentioned landing some dueling dragons. Obviously, landing your abilities is great, but is the consistency there? Is this pick going to be enough to really push Ice Age over the edge here and get them that 3-0?
I think it might be possible. I mean, I have faith in him to be able to perform on this Yu Huang. I know we've seen it a couple of times already. think that it can be done. Will it be done is a question for when the game starts.
Should end up seeing once the game ends up starting. Okay. Then the Susano. Okay. This will be a pick that I got to feel about. Obviously, we talked about the Ares into the Susano, but just the Susano Gilgamesh matchup going on here. Len's been looking pretty good over here on this Gilga so far in game 1 and game 2. I'm surprised he's been allowed to have it all 3 games.
Yeah, I mean, he's looked incredible on it game after game. Definitely a little bit surprising to me that he's able to get it back, but I mean, you have to ban out Jolt. He performs so well on those other picks that it's hard to say, well, you got to ban, the Gilgamesh, you have to ban the Chalk, There's just so many options that the Ice Age looks good on.
Right. Okay, so overall team identity, looking at Ice Age, I can see a good team fight comp. Again, you're kind of talking about team identity back in game number 2 at the end of picks and bans, I should say, before the game even started. Looking over at CyberPunk Otters, I do feel like there's a little bit more cohesion here in their team comp. So excited to see what they do. It's time. We're jumping on in. Game number 3, CyberPunk Otters versus Ice Age. Is it the 3-0 or shall we see the start of the reverse sweep? Who's walking away grand champion? There she goes. Everybody's obsessed with that thing.
I love the frog, but I love the synchronized dance from Ice Age. Just shows that they're here, they're ready, they got their heads in the game for sure.
I mean, obviously one team might have warmed up a little bit more than the other. Does CyberPunk Otters have enough of a warm-up now, though, going on into game number 3? So here we are, looking at kind of some similar stuff over there. We got the double horrific over there in the duo lane. Almost like you said in the previous one, I might have wanted to see a sprint over on Titus this time around. Being able to get away from, I don't know, Ares chains and the horrific on top of it too.
Yeah, I think that those could have certainly been options. I mean, might have overlooked it a little bit. I just think that sprint is such an undervalued relic right now.
Absolutely. They're going to go for a little bit of an even clear. However, Ice Age is getting aggressive, and CyberPunk Otters wanted to do the dashing on in themselves. Just off the mark, T-Pity not landing his dash. Good poke, though, over onto Titus right out of the gate, kind of walking in obscure direction. The clear has been used, though, from Jacob Frost. Not going to have that available. Some good poke damage, though, onto the ADC of Ice Age. Wave cleared, chains missed. And now
good damage from both, honestly. Just keeping that poke out there. Ice Age not quite getting what they wanted, Was a little bit off the mark with that chain. We do see Berry Toppings lurking, looking for a little bit of something. Dash off the mark from Titus, though, going to dispel a lot of that aggression.
All the while in the mid lane with the jungle on the rotation, Len sticking around in mid gets first blood for Ice Age. At least it wasn't a double this time around, right?
Yep, not a double this game. Not going to give that big lead, but I mean, last game I think it might have given Ice Age a little bit of overconfidence that CyberPunk Otters were able to get back. I mean, we saw them immediately change that game back and look really good after they got that double kill in mid, that double death. So anything is possible.
Double horrific expended over in the duo lane, and it does seem like Snappy's eaten off way more than he wants. Gonna have to back on up to his tower and try to regenerate some HP. No more pots available for him. However, Titus has some available still in his pocket. Never mind. There it goes. There goes the last one. And now all you can do is hope for the HP 5 is enough. They're going to want to contest this shield buff. Might be able to do it. The banner goes down and does secure it. They should walk away. T-Pity going with the dash on in. Both junglers making the rotation. Speaking of dashing on in, Jacob Frost dashing on in. The Gilgamesh is here first. Gets the aggression in. But now Susano making his way on in. Berry Toppings trying to get some good damage off. The chains are there, though, and that's what we were worried about. No damage coming out anymore. The Susano can't move.
Yep. Good chains on them, making sure they're able to withstand that. Gilgamesh looking for a little bit more and going to be able to do quite a bit. Ganesha incredibly low here. Chains are good, not long enough, though, going to be able to get himself out of there.
What a pluck coming in, but meanwhile, over here in the mid lane, Busta Kappa, we saw this one back, also in game number 2, getting the nice solo trade over in mid and knocking down Jolt.
Yeah, again, I think that, you know, Jolt gets that ego in the early game after he gets that, you know, assist, gets that kill, and stays a little bit too long.
Stuck around for far too long indeed. Speaking of sticking around, okay, we knock down the green before it does too much. I mean, it's green buff.
Yeah, green buff
Not
hurts.
like red buff as we
It's not
saw in
red
game
buff.
number 1, yeah. No
I mean,
PvE
even yellow buff is kind of a heavy hitter. You're not paying
It's that-
attention. You take that.
let lunge.
Mhm.
It hurts. You know, you gotta pay attention and watch his timer, or just know that it's rotation.
Yeah. Or you
Speaking-
know, just walk in a circle around it. That works
Right.
pretty well.
Speaking of rotations, though, everybody kind of on a basic rotation and no invades here for the first time in game number 3 on the second rotation of buffs. Everybody kind of happy just getting their own farm. We're approaching the 4-minute mark, and there is no gold difference between these two teams. Bull Demon King, though, getting picked up by CyberPunk Otters the first time around. This is surprising, and this I like.
Yeah, good difference from those first 2 games might be the sign of something to come. Able to get themselves here on this timer. Jolt looking to try to get here to steal, but not in time. Might find himself in danger, but not going to be expending anything to look for him. I think that, you know, maybe a Dharmic Pillars there really puts him in a bad spot, but able to walk out of there with no problems. Ult and bead still available.
And absolutely, just getting some good poke off while we clear the wave. Seems like the members of Ice Age are looking for some aggressive posturing and just trying to be nuisances towards their opposition. While CyberPunk Otters seem to be happy getting their farm, other than, you know, over in the solo lane. Smallface is happy to just get his farm, get the enemy team's farm, get the health bars off of Captain Bo, you know, all of the above.
Yeah, definitely going to be a little bit of a tough time over there for Captain Bo. I mean, Smallface just plays incredibly. There's a reason why he was, you know, #1 rated solo laner. Does just so much.
Ooh, though, hold up. Drop kick in, trapped inside the Dharmic Pillars. The Ares is going to pull back on in. Barry, topping sense of falling. Stop you gets that one. Chain 1, chain 2, chain 3 onto Titus, and Jolt finishes that off. Now the Raijin is trapped, getting burned down. Double kill for Stop You.
So you had doubts about the Yu Huang, right?
No.
Are they dispelled?
No.
He did just hit the two-man dueling dragon to peel himself and set up for that.
Okay, but Stop You had the 2-man pull and got the double kill, so I'll stop you.
Well, yeah, stop you for run. I mean,
yeah, obviously.
He's too OP. Everybody looks at like, oh wow, Jolt has a bunch of kills and T-Pity is doing a bunch too, and it's just like the Stop You show in the background.
Wow, Jolt has a bunch of kills and T-Pity is there.
I mean, he's been doing,
he's been
pretty
doing
well
great
these
today.
games.
Stop
Yeah,
You, though, is putting in some work. I did mention it, though, before the game, when we were talking. I was like, you're going to get your support to have to peel for you. I told them that. I mean, I told it to T-Pity, obviously.
Ooh, not
Who
able to
just stole
steal
away the shield buff,
away
yeah.
the shield. Wasn't able to steal it with the Ganesha Turn of Fate. Unlucky.
You know Ganesha's one ability?
Yeah, it's Turn of Fate.
Oh, God.
Next question. Do I know his dash? No, not for the life of me.
Oh, God. Well, that's kind of not allowed, in my opinion. Wave cleared, pressure coming in here in the middle lane, all the while jumping on in, though, with the aggression. I don't know about that one. Drop kick sends you on out. What? It does seem like you didn't beads quick enough. The root, though, inside the winds of Shamash going up, coming down. Susano's 1 HP. Jolt finishes it off, and now it seems like the chase down from Titus. Does he end up getting it? It seems like Jolt does not care as he clears the wave happily around Titus.
All right, are we a part of the Yu Huang train now?
I'm a part of the Spear of Deso trade. Ow.
Understandable. Little
Ultimate for
aggression
ultimate.
coming out from Jacob here. Finally getting the better of T-Pity in lane.
Good forcing the beads, though, on the Hachiman. That could spell an issue if a rotation comes out from Ice Age's jungle. Hachiman not having ultimate, not having beads. That's a killing
That's
sentence.
a high
if I
priority
were here to
target.
say.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a very gankable target. As we do see Stopyu start to make his way over there, does have no escape up. Could look for a chain or two
This is a
into
dead
it.
Hachimon.
Oh, the chain
This
lands.
is a dead Hachimon.
He's so dead, it's not even funny.
Get over here, pulling you back on in. Held out the jump. It's not enough. Len jumps on in and finishes off Jacob Frost. Yeah, that's what happens when you use everything aggressively as Hachimon. So
CyberPunk Otters is going to be able to answer back with this Bull Demon King. I do like that. You know,
Yeah, but
the
Ice
enemies are on
Age-
the other side of the map. Get something done. And Ice Age says, yeah, we're on the other side of the map where the gold tier is. Do see the teleporter pad coming into play just after this 8-minute mark. Going to be able to use that. Dharmic Pillar's used to shred it out. Ice Age going to bring that down before CyberPunk Otters have a chance to steal.
Well, you see, since Ganesh only gives assists, he assisted the Ice Age in getting that Gold Fury. That's how that went.
Oh god, that wasn't friendly Ganesha.
Yeah, no.
My head. I really thought that was no. Stop use on the Ares. That's right. That's right.
That's right. That's yeah.
He just wanted to help out the other team, giving
Yeah.
him some prot shred on the Gold Fury. You got to go for it. I mean, I respect the grind. Just not able to get that coin flip.
They really get those mids right before they did. They took the mid camps at 8 minutes and 58 seconds.
Yep.
Which means the next rotation is another mid camps and not the Pyromancer.
That is correct.
I'm Engi.
The things you say are correct. Maybe that's a good thing for CyberPunk Otters though. Give
That's
them a little bit
true.
more time before they have to deal with that. Shield camp stolen away. Gonna have to hold that L, T-Pity. Gonna have to hold that L.
Wanting to take
From
the
behind,
trade, though.
looking for
Dashes
the
on
fight.
in. Yeah, Ares
Oh,
is
that banner
looking
hits
around
so
nearby.
hard.
It
That
does.
Ares- that
You know
banner
he's
hits so
maxing that.
hard, man.
Sends out ultimate for ultimate, and low HP though is T-Pity. Can he get away? Ares says, get over here. You don't have ultimate, you don't have beads still. But there's too much in the tower. That
Oh
doesn't
no,
allow
that's
the
so
damage.
scary. That's so terrifying.
Purple buff, Dharmic Pillars, who's gonna win? You know, had he not pulled the purple buff there, that would have been likely some
Stop
good
you,
damage.
please. You're dead for this. Please atone for your sins.
Oh, he's about to. Titus rotating around the flames there. Getting some good damage. Now coming back on in as Titus comes on over, drops the horrific. Say goodbye to Stop You. Yeah, deserved.
Your Ares, you know, you're not going the haha funny ranked build where you have Mystical and Void Demario.
Stone of
You're not
Binding
killing
OP.
him under there, you know? Just plain and simple. You're not getting the kill under the tower at this point.
But I want it. I'm a 2-0 Ares, okay?
Len, please. He's level 13. Please.
We've
please.
seen this one before, Len. Walk away.
We've seen it. He kills both of you and then he's full health again because Equinox.
Look at that, though. Solo Lane Tower is 1 HP, alright? Bull Demon King is back up. Got 4 minutes left for a team to be able to pull that. Solo Lane Tower is not a safety point anymore. Getting aggressive, though, here in the mid lane. Look at that. 1-2 combination. Make it a 1-2-3 combination. Say goodnight. Busta Kappa is gone.
Yeah, again, Jolt popping off with this Yu Huang pick. And this Ganesha is in a world of hurt, looking for something, but the dragons are there. Jolt picking up his 4th kill of the game, and Ice Age is just looking phenomenal. Looking to grab this Bull Demon King, get themselves a little bit of something.
And we saw once the levels started to come online across the map and the grouping started to come out, Small Face's lead really didn't amount to much. Bull Demon King secured by Ice Age. If we saw a rotation on in there, I honestly would have seen probably a similar outcome as in game number 2, where the Lord of the Afterlife gets expended onto the backline. He does as much as he could, but he ends up getting killed instead. And Ice Age realizes, yeah, the Osiris can die.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely something that takes a little bit to get used to, having those frontliners be able to die. I think that one of the things I didn't point out in game 1 was Titus was so squishy. He went that prophetic on the Khepri. He had really low stacks on the Thebes, and they just let him walk away from so many fights he should have died in. And these teams need to start to realize that these frontliners can die, especially these stacking supports that don't have their stacks done.
Absolutely. I mean, look to pull him in at any chance you can. He doesn't have the beads. You have an Ares ultimate. You got plenty of DPS on your team, and you can just lock him in place immediately after. So opportunities are there. It's just going to come down to whether Ice Age here decides to utilize it before Dekipri takes over level 12. Lord Lead Afterlife, hold on, expended over here in the solo lane. Horrific as well to just lock down Captain Boat. Small Face picking that one up. The tower should be able to fall, but the rotation from Len might be able to hold it off. Never mind. There it goes. I opened my mouth. That's what I get.
Able to get that down, building himself up a lead here, and for the first time, we don't see T-Pity with a lead. And I think that that's a really important one here. Having him not be able to contribute as much to these fights, I think is going to be a really big difference maker for the CyberPunk Otters, who have amassed a 2,000 gold lead, which you wouldn't think of looking at the map state, you know?
Absolutely. You know, it does feel like the aggression is in favor of Ice Age as Jolt again goes in for the 1v1 and solos out Busta Kappa. This Yu Hang, he might be on a rampage.
He might have 5 kills. Yeah, that could be a thing. So.
You might not have a lead over on T-Pity, but you definitely have a lead over on Jolt there in the mid lane, and I think that is scary enough to say. Now comes in the rotation over to this dual lane. Plucking from the Susano, has beads available. Doesn't eat any poke, but you know who does? Titus over here in the dual lane. Hachiman ultimate expended. There goes that mounted archery, and the Osiris is now here. Uses the Lord of the Afterlife off the mark. It's rooted in place. Jolt goes up, getting back to safety. Not a lot of damage over onto this Osiris right now. Looks like they're going to be able to back away. The Winds of Shamash does get expended. Chalk is here, though, with a nice storm call. Now the Osiris bleeds, and there he goes. T-Pity finishes that one off. Small Face falls. 5 members strong of Ice Age should be able to look towards the Gold Fury.
Again, Boat comes in. He's down compared to Small Face, but he puts out so much work in these fights. Comes in at the perfect time. Decides I don't have to be on Small Face. I have to keep their team away from my team, and just, you know, gets in there, gets the ult down right where it needed to be, and he's just playing so incredibly well.
Right place at the right time. Did not pick up the Gold Fury right away, but instead CyberPunk Otters came on in, and now they're picking it on up. We saw a similar instance in game number 2. Is this going to be a good idea? Look at that. Primal Fury down to half HP. Aggression coming in from Ice Age onto the members of CyberPunk Otters. They're going to walk away, and maybe, just maybe, Ice Age is going to look towards this Gold Fury themselves.
I don't know if they're necessarily going to look for the Gold Fury here. I think it's going to be more of a return to neutral, and definitely doesn't hurt them. Ice Age already crawled back out of that deficit in the gold department, and it looks like they are going to go ahead and pull this Gold Fury and look to get themselves a lead. Yeah, that's my bad. That's my bad.
Yeah. Half HP on the Primal Fury. Only person walking up, though, is Titus. Does not have beads. I'd be looking to Ares pull him in right now. Ice Age secures that objective, though. They're going to be able to walk away after getting the Dharmic Pillars down.
Yeah, 1,000 gold lead looking into 16 minutes. Nothing too substantial, you know, definitely doesn't feel good. But right now, the targets of interest are Jolt and Small Face, you know. They both have a 3-level lead compared to their opposition. They're both massive targets, and I think that it's going to be really tough for CyberPunk Otters to use Small Face the way that they want to, you know. The way that Boat has been playing is just been protect the entire team by sacrificing my health bar and my ult.
Absolutely. See what this transitions into. I mean, so far, game number 1 and game number 2, when Boat's been coming in and doing exactly that, it's looked pretty good. I gotta say, you know, game 1, he felt like the facilitator in the late game team fight. So I'm excited to see if we see that happen again once he starts to even on out. 2-level lead for Small Face. There we go. But all the while, look here in the mid lane, a 4-level lead for the Yu Huang. Dash expended from the Ganesh. I would be careful. Like I said, I'd be Ares ulting him on cooldown. You gotta work on that one.
Yeah, that's something that we never see Walker's players do.
Nope.
I know there was one week I was talking with Ice Age a little bit and saying it was against CPO as well. It was after their last set against CPO, and it was like Titus walks up so much on this Khepri, on this Ganesha, it never has beads. you have to punish him. Pull him out of position. Take away his life. Make sure he can't get tanky. Great dash to get away there. Busta Kappa saving his own life. Dueling Dragons would have been on the mark, but got to get that moving ability out first.
Absolutely going to be able to get away, no problem. Pyromancer is available if these teams want to look towards it. Lots of towers still up as well. Not very healthy, though. It's 5-11 here at 18 minutes, and we're only chilling at about a 1K gold lead. Now we're starting to get that lead, T-Pity, over Jacob Frost, ever so slightly.
Yeah, bringing himself back into this game, was a little bit behind, but he's a farm demon, if anything, No rotate, no nothing, just, hit that lane until I'm level 20 and then go do things, and that's what I like out of my ADC, You rotate into gold, maybe a Pyromancer, maybe a mid-tier 1, but just hit 20, get your impact online, and get there.
Absolutely. He's going to be able to chill out, hold on, farm up over there, and I mean, Jacob Frost feels like he's not even down. He's just taking every single one of these engagements, securing the neutral farm over T-Pity, and just walking away with a better hand on the advantage every time. So, no surprise there. I do think there could be more rotations from both of these ADCs, looking for the Pyromancer, looking to strip down some towers across the map, and just be active elsewhere. Laning phase isn't a 20 to 25 minute thing where you need to hit level 20.
No, I mean, you want to, obviously, ADCs have really good power spikes toward the late game, but you don't need to wait that long. You're
Right.
exactly right. Look to get things done on the map. You're an ADC, you're the facilitator behind the Pyromancer, behind the Gold Fury, behind that tier 1 tower in mid. Look to make those things happen early to just get your team ahead. That tier 1 tower in mid. I know that you have a couple of stories. I won't give the tech away, but taking that mid tier 1 early is just incredible. Beats Aegis off off for both of these ADCs, but Jacob going to get the better of Pity there.
Jacob Frost winning out on that trade, but no relics available for the Hachiman or the Ishtar, something to keep in mind. CyberPunk Otters picking up the Pyromancer as Ice Age is getting aggressive over onto Busta Kappa here in the mid. Dharmic Pillars are down. Lord of the Afterlife expended as well, jumping on into the Yuhuang Typhoon. Off the mark, Aegis used though, and here comes the pull in from the Ares, finds the Osiris, but that is it. Good damage though, pulling him back in with the Dueling Dragons. Do they have enough to finish it off? The Chalk is here, the Chalk is up, the Chalk is down, slamming it. Jolt though picks up the double onto the solo and the support. With the front line down, CyberPunk Otters might need to do a full-scale retreat if they even can. Jolt gets a triple kill, ends up locking down Barry Toppings. Jolt looking for the fourth.
Give him the quad, give him the quad, let's go!
Quadra kill for Jolt.
Anyways, what about the Yuhuang pick again?
It's because he has Rod of Tahuti that he just bought. I didn't say there was anything inherently bad about
you were
the
questioning it. You were questioning
Absolutely.
it. And I just
felt
got to
like
make sure that Jolt is removing those questions, just like Ganesh and Dash is remove obstacles.
I will say he is not removing those questions because I still consider the Yu Huang pick to not fit the same role as the AMC or the Morgan Le Fay, and I don't think that'll ever change.
No, it doesn't fit the same role. No, it definitely doesn't. But the amount of work that he's put in on this pick, Dharmic Pillars dropped a little early. Gonna make sure they get that. Dueling Dragons wasn't quite in time, nonetheless going to go to Ice Age.
Ice Age now with Fire Giant on their bodies, around their belts. It's 22 minutes here in game number 3. Ice Age has pulled ahead by 3, almost 4K. We're starting to see that lead grow.
Yeah, starting to grow that lead, already rotating over to this Oni Fury, looking to extend it. And I mean, Fire Giant, Oni Fury, that's going to give them a good chance to knock down these towers. And that is a lot of standing gold, It's another thing that, we mentioned in passing, you knock down those towers, you get your lead. But the amount of gold you get from, knocking down 4 towers off this map, it's going to just catapult this lead. So
absolutely,
would love to see them just group up, get that, and all of a sudden be 8,000, 10,000 up.
Yeah, start pushing, knock down these towers. It looks like they're going to opt towards this beacon, which is great. Get some more gold in the pocket, too. While you push up these lanes, going to get some good damage off on the towers. T-Pity splitting the map and starting to get the advantage over in the dual lane, but I don't like seeing members
Jolt,
so split up.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
Backing here. Yeah, absolutely. Jolt might be caught out. It's going to go up in the air.
Oh, is it
walk
Yulong?
away.
I forgot.
Yeah. See, here's my issue, though, we talked about with the Oni waves. Look at that. Dual wave Oni wave is gone. Middle wave Oni wave will be gone right here.
Yeah, definitely not using those Oni waves to the fullest. However, pulling this Ganesha back like we've been talking about. There he is. Dharmic Pillar's extended. Dropkick gets him out of danger. Amazing Typhoon.
Amazing peel by the jungler of Ice Age for the support of CyberPunk Otters. The damage on Dueling Dragons, though, onto this Osiris is immense. Len ends up finishing off Smallface. I'm sure the team is going to be sitting there. Len, we don't need to drop kick and dumb kid every time.
Buddy.
Blink into the back line, though, is Captain Boat without the Osiris around. Are they going to be able to get it? Dash and ultimate expended from the Hachiman. Going to be able to get back to the safety of his Phoenix. Ice Age is mowing on down, running on through his 5. Well, 3. The other 2 are off somewhere else.
Yeah, Jolt had to back, after he lost all of his health bar. Pity's just, being an ADC. Oh, look, a tower? My gold. And already, like I was talking about, pushing that lead from, 4,000 to 8,000. Just racking up the numbers, and that is what you want with that Fire Giant. Get the Fire Giant, knock the towers, and all of a sudden, it's very hard to fight into you.
Absolutely. Basic Fire Giant, use it for cleaning up the map, extending your gold lead, hitting level 20, getting your 6th item, upgrading your starters, all of the above. I want to see Ice Age utilizing it a little bit more, though. They're down to a minute left, and look at how split the map is. I feel like they could have been moving more as a unit to knock down these tier 2 towers.
Yeah, definitely could look to do it a little bit more. Not sure if they're really going to have the time. Only another, 50 seconds or so. I think they're really just going to have to say, all right, we got a little bit done. Not as much as we might like.
Jacob just dashed. And he's getting surrounded
dash
right now. Doesn't have the ultimate available. Yuhan comes in, has the dash up, but it's not enough. Where are you gonna go, Jacob Frost? So, uses the Aegis. Why? Might as well hold on to it for the next life because you're not surviving here. T-Pity picks that one up. CyberPunk Otters pick up the Pyromancer. But if they're not fast enough, Ice Age could just walk down and take a Phoenix. If they're aware.
They do have a bomb in hand. Stop You has it, as well as, 5 ultimates available.
Oh, they're going.
Most of the relics. Going to be able to knock this down pretty quickly. Lord of the Afterlife doing quite a bit of work. Typhoon hitting through. Osiris, however, pulled back. Berry Toppings as well. And Ice Age are just pushing forward.
Barreling on in, they knock down Busta Kappa. A triple kill for Jolt. The Ganesha dashes on in. You're trapped all by yourself. Is it going to be a deicide? No, it is not. Ganesha getting on out, but the Phoenix is down. 5 members healthy. No Fire Giant, though. Are they going to go for the Titan? Is this the end call we've been waiting for? Or is Titus going to be enough to defend? Titan down to half HP. Are we about to see your grand champions here? 5 men going in. There it is. Game over. Set over. Walker Division has ended. Looks like CyberPunk Otters have fallen, and Ice Age are your Season 3 champions.
Just incredible. CyberPunk Otters are this rock, this team that just constantly wins, constantly in that first place. And for Ice Age to pull out a 3-0 here is just incredible. I mean, using their members very well. I love that they even learned throughout the game. You could see them adapt. Oh, this Ganesha is free every time I want to Ares ult him. Perfect. And they just continue to adapt their playstyle and just are able to take it. That's just incredible. Great job to all of them. I mean, Jolt looks incredible. Stoppy looks incredible. Boat doesn't have a good time in lane, but the amount that he contributed to those fights cannot be understated. I mean, absolutely incredible with it. There's not a single member on the Ice Age team that played poorly. All played out of their minds, and CyberPunk Otters just weren't up to par.
It was quite a set. Honestly, Ice Age just played like a unit, took advantage of their opportunities they were able to find, and made their way on down, running it on in. And here we do have the captain himself of the Ice Age team. It's T Pity. How are we feeling after taking season 3 champion, taking season 2 championship? Look at that. You're a back-to-back winner now. How's it going? Hello?
Hello?
Is T Pity okay?
Is he bugged
Did you
because we
break
dragged
him?
him in?
Yeah, we broke him. Unfortunate.
Did we break him? Oh, unlucky.
Yeah. He's overwhelmed with emotions right now. We'll be back with T Pity in a moment. CyberPunk Otters had a phenomenal season, had a phenomenal run. These guys were undefeated for so long. So being able to come on in, and not to mention against the team who was able to take games off of them throughout the season, nonetheless, it does feel like they finally just got their number, figured them out. You know, we were mentioning it beforehand, so really great job there. Okay. Now we have T Pity back. T Pity, can you breathe? Are you alive? Are you?
I
have the
am
emotions
here.
calmed down? Okay. So
I am here.
how are we feeling? You're season 2 champion, season 3 champion, back to back. How does that feel, first off?
Feels good, honestly. We knew coming in what the plan was going to be, and I'm happy to say my team executed it absolutely perfectly. So yeah, feels good.
Execution was good. You know, a couple missteps here and there, but you kind of expect those to come along the way. But overall, the macro play, we've been talking about it on and off here throughout the set so far. You guys looked good. You were playing as a team, you were moving as a unit, and that's kind of what's important to be able to do. Making some pretty good calls, making some questionable calls, but making some pretty good calls nonetheless overall. And here in game number 3, it kind of just felt clinical. You know, you guys moved on down, you were able to secure stuff, and you found the opportunity to just burn down. Honestly, being able to push into that Phoenix, recognizing that the enemy team is on the Pyromancer, you hear that sound go off. We're here, we're strong, we're 5, let's go. So great job there.
Yeah, our whole plan was just kind of W key. The last time we played them, first 2 games, we just pushed our leads really well, and we should have 2-0'd them last time we played them. They ended up, winning those late game team fights, ending the game, but we knew what our plan was coming in the team fights, take out their solo laner first. You know, he's kind of their facilitator. So just take out their front line and leave the backliners to do what they do. I would like to shout out our solo, Captain Boat. Great set. Yeah, Captain Goat. He's improved so much all season. Was able to go head to head. Didn't even get solo killed in game 1.
Yeah.
Now game 3 we might have got.
We were about to because
no.
Captain
He
Boat
played
looked
out
really
of his
great.
head. He
Yeah, we
played
talked
out
about
of
it a
his
lot.
mind.
I think game 1 was probably one of our most notable times, just seeing his positioning through there. Although here in game number 3, we saw it as well again. Just being able to get into the backline, be a disruptive factor, and just show us what he can do. And I mean, are we expecting like a title change, chalk one trick, Captain Boat kind of thing? Or, are we going to get more in the pocket for him coming in next season?
Man, we tried to get him on the Nike. He said he wanted the chalk. He felt good on the chalk until probably around game 3. He got solo killed twice, I think it was. And he said, guys, if this goes, let's just not do this again. I need some help. And I was like, okay, send him some help. He did really well in the team fights though. And, Jolt puts up the flashy numbers, but Boat, Len, Stop You, they do a great job of facilitating for both of us backliners, helping us put our damage out. It's a great team. I'm lucky to be a part of it.
Absolutely. You guys looked phenomenal throughout the season, now finishing out as the grand champions in a nice 3-0 sweep. So congratulations again. You got anything left for us to say? Any final words?
I don't know. Jolt carried the squad, I guess, all through the season. Yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. Jolt diff.
Great job there. Thank you very much, T Pity. So now here we are. That puts us away over there for season 3 Walker Division. And well, Ruler, is this kind of the outcome you were expecting?
I hate to say it, but I've been a Ice Age believer. I think that they've improved. They've constantly looked for scrims with teams that they don't think they have a chance of winning. I mean, before this set, they were facing a team that could very well be just fully Canes, looking to lose before they could win. I mean, they've grown so much, and I I had them winning. I had it going a little bit further, maybe seeing that spicy jungle sub out for the Cyberpunk Otters, but doesn't quite make it that far.
Doesn't make it that far. It is 3-0. Ice Age end up walking away. Ice Age is your season 3 champions. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all very much coming on out here, joining us for our Walker Division Grand Finals. Sign-ups for season 4 are open now. They've been open for a week. If you're not signed up already, what have you been doing? Have you not been in the Discord? Have you not been paying attention to the pings that Frank sends us? Because I haven't. I'm kidding. I've been paying attention very closely. So make sure you sign up. Head on over to the newspaper. What's it called? Newspaper headlines. There we go.
Or AARP applications also has the
there we
sign-up
go.
sheet. Yep.
Signups are over there in the ARP applications as well. Fill it out. Join us for season 4. We have a great time here. Thank you, Ruler, joining me here on the desk for such a moment. It was great experiencing this with you. Thank you, Salty, on our camera, moving things around for us. And thank you, everybody, coming out. We will see you in season 4. But we do have Kane's Division. You have a good one. Have a good rest of your night. Take it easy.